to protect your soul.
Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in our eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna light it up tonight. We gonna light it up, babe. Tonight we gonna light it up just like the sunrise. Messing with my head again. You had your heart set on me, but these feels, they come and go, and they come so easily. Tell me what it is about you that I can't forget, but you're breaking down my walls again just to set me free. Why do I, baby, why do I love the way you always leave me? Why do I, baby, why do I love the touch but never love the feeling? Why do I, baby, why do I love the way you always leave me? Why do I, baby, why do I love the touch but never love the feeling? Staying up when I go out, you gotta know I'm all yours. But when I say what's that about, you start slurring your words. Tell me why you have to seem so distant when I'm holding you. Your fingertips are drifting away, and I fucking love how it hurts. Why do I, baby, why do I love the way you always leave me? Why do I, baby, why do I love the touch but never love the feeling? Why do I, baby, why do I love the way you always leave me? Why do I, baby, why do I love the touch but never love the feeling? Why do I, baby, why do I? Why do I, baby, why do I? Why do I, baby, why do I love the touch but never love the feeling?
Welcome everybody to SouthLAnder 2021. You're joined today by me, Hannah, and Brandon are on my left here, or on my right even, on stream. Brandon, hello, how are you doing today?
Yeah, not bad, thank you, mate. How are you? How's it all going?
I am doing well. Just moved down to Southampton, ready to start afresh with
Lovely.
the finals here of Southlander 2021. We have got two titans of a team playing here today. We have got Swansea and Bournemouth. Now I'm just going to run everybody through the brackets here. How these teams got here, Brandon. Now we know many of these team names. You've played some of them before, and you've coached
Yep.
us into playing them before as well. So we've had some early knockouts that were surprising. We had Yui sadly go in that first round, defeated by Portsmouth. Portsmouth was then beaten by Bournemouth. Bournemouth then faced down Bath in the semis. That was a pretty exciting game to watch. Bournemouth coming out there 2-1 ahead, and that is how they've made it through this lower bracket here into the finals. And Swansea, they've had a bit of a success story up the top. They actually defeated the Southampton side. Rip to our lads in Team 4. Then they beat Brooks in the semis, and then now in the final. So two teams that they've faced off some strong opponents. They haven't had an easy path here to finals. What are they going to bring? Do you think here to the table, Brandon? What are we going to see in this epic best of three?
Yeah, well, I'm expecting a very competitive best of three. I mean, Swansea, if I remember rightly, actually were the winners last year for SouthLAnder. Um, but the Vitas are actually going on now. I know both of the teams, they kind of like Nuke, they kind of like their overpass, they kind of like Vertigo. I'm expecting to see kind of less puggy maps in this best of three series, kind of more tactical element, kind of just trying to take map control. Yeah, just be a bit more on the whole technical side of it. The Veto is coming in now. Bournemouth, as expected, kind of have Veto, Mirage, Swansea with the train ban as well. We will keep updating you as that comes in. But in terms of two teams, yeah, you're right. Actually seen both of them on stream as well. We saw Swansea actually play Team 4 on stream. I think I casted that with Tim.
Yeah, you
Shout
did.
out Tim. Um, and what we saw out of Swansea is they had a very patient T side. They were taking map control and then they'd wait for the mistakes, which unfortunately happened. But I mean, nerves, pressure happens to the best of teams. And Swansea have very good utility as well. And Bournemouth coming into the semi final, that was streamed last week by Hyper and Tim as well. They faced off against Bath, as you mentioned. Had a strong showing on Vertigo. Had some good nuke CT sides. T side was looking a bit shaky, but it's all good. Can hopefully maybe see that today in this best of three and kind of see what they've been working on in the build up to this final. But we
Yeah,
are actually going into overpass for the first map of this
uh,
best
I
of three
I
series.
believe this is Bournemouth's pick as they banned out Mirage first.
Yeah,
Uh, so this is going to be their map pick. Now, I've had some experience playing Bournemouth on Overpass. It was a long, drawn-out game. The last time I played them, we went to, I believe, triple overtime in the end. So they're a very competitive team. Um, we're going to see whether they can win out here against Swansea because I think the Swansea overpass isn't shabby. It is a map I believe that they've played. It's not that their pub band seems to be trained. So we will see how this goes. Bournemouth. They've played some very very strong teams on overpass before and defeated several of them. So this will be a good pickup for them. I am interested to see actually how they play it because I haven't really watched their overpass demos too closely. So I'm quite excited to learn as much as I can about this team. Now they're a strong team. Let's talk about them a bit more. They're in Neil Varsity at the moment. They're a bit of shaky ground for them at this particular moment, but they've had some big wins against a couple of those top tier teams. Um, they've obviously had a lot of experience playing best of threes through that, and so here in this best of three today, that's going to be no surprise to them. They know what they're doing. They know what maps they have. There's a few star players in this roster as well, Brandon. I don't know if you want to mention either of them.
is this is this for Bournemouth we're talking about right now?
For Bournemouth, for Bournemouth.
For Bournemouth, yeah. So you've got Ray, who's very competent fragger. He's just Mr. Consistent, right? Whenever we kind of see him play, whether it be just kind of in pugs or just in general in Newell, he's always up there on the scoreboard, making his presence known onto the server. Ladder's quite a notable shout for anyone on the stream watching it as well. Ewan can also put up the numbers quite handily. They picked up a new player as well. I believe he's a fresher called Rob or like Urob, as the customer
Urob,
referring
yeah.
to last week. He's a very prolific AWPer. He's definitely one to watch out for. So yeah, I'd say those are definitely the stronger players on the Bournemouth team. However, we can't forget about the Swansea roster. We can't forget about what they bring to the table too. And especially when I was casting them against Team 4 Southampton the other time, people to watch out for, definitely Vornes, definitely
Yep.
Merlin as well. Merlin showed up in quite a big way, especially on that overpass T side as well, putting in some notable clutch performances, just kind of walking out monster, getting the lurk timings, to the detriment of Southampton. But for sure. But Merlin was very good. I think going into this overpass, I'm actually really excited to see Swansea's T side, because they're really good at taking map control early and then sitting and waiting for mistakes. And Bournemouth are a type of team that, if they can't really figure out what's going on too early, then sometimes they'll overextend for info, and it's going to play really into Swansea's hands. I think overall predictions for this map, I'm favouring Swansea for this one. What about you, Hanno?
I am going to go with Bournemouth here. I'm going to be the opposite. So I'm pretty happy, I think, to say this Bournemouth side. I mean, I've played them on Overpass. I've seen them. They're a good team. Whether they can clutch out Swansea remains to be seen. But I'm going to go with Bournemouth to pick up this first map. It is their map pick. So you picking Swansea here, Brandon. It's a bold prediction. If they do win out, it could be a very short best of 3.
Yeah, well, hopefully, yeah. I want to see all 3 maps. I want to see a competitive series here. I can see we've also got, both coaches in the server. I know the Bournemouth coach likes to look at demos after the veto has begun. He certainly did that actually on Overpass the other week. Didn't actually help them though. So hopefully, they've prepared a bit beforehand. They've actually worked on some of the mistakes that they clearly made in that series, and they can kind of go with your prediction, go against the grain of what I'm saying.
Yeah,
But
well,
we're
obviously there's a lot at stake here in this best of 3. The winners of this matchup will be taking home a £200 Amazon voucher and £100 metaphorical design voucher as well. So about £300 worth of vouchers and equipment to be won here in this final. Second place team, just for making it to the final, you will leave with a £50 Amazon voucher. So you know, you didn't play it all for nothing. Those of us that
yeah,
got
for
knocked
sure.
out in round 2, we didn't get anything.
Yeah, don't sound too bitter,
yeah,
buddy. I think
it's-
we're just kind of waiting for confirmation. I think we need to relay. The stream is ready for them to kind of begin. We're all good on our side, so hopefully we can get that communication in, as soon as possible, and we can get this game underway.
yeah, no, all
But
the players are in the server. We're on the right map. We're just ready for confirmation. So the game should be starting very, very soon. And those first few rounds going to be pretty exciting because the momentum from Bournemouth is it can be pretty intense. I played against it myself. When you lose 5 rounds in a row against either of these sides, to be honest, at the start of the game, it can be a difficult one to come back from. So I want to see, especially how the early game pans out, and even on the first map as well. There's a bit of momentum in terms of you win potentially the opposition's map pick. That can have disastrous effects, but we'll have to wait and see when the rounds do come out, as all the players are still running around in warm up, fragging out.
yeah, I
And
think it's
we're
a
still
very
waiting
good
on.
point you've mentioned there. Actually, it's just kind of the mental fortitude of the teams. I know Swansea can come back after suffering hefty losses. Haven't really seen that out of Bournemouth too much in the games that I have seen them play. I know that they're a team with, just very big personalities in that roster. Sometimes they can clash if things don't go their way instantly. If they feel like they have an inappropriate read or something, they can. I don't know. It's very much. I would like to see them just kind of take a couple of resets, just kind of balance, kind of into the finals. So we're going to actually jump into the game now. We're going to stop, waffling on and
Stop
just kind
waffling
of,
on.
and we're going to actually get straight into this pistol now. And we are going to be underway shortly.
So it looks like Swansea have picked the CT side to start here, Brandon. Do you think that's an inherent advantage going into the first round of the game?
Yeah, well, I think, I don't know, Overpass these days, I mean, normally, I don't know, if you go back from over like 6, 7, 8 months, you'd say Overpass is quite T-sided. It's definitely a lot more balanced now, but I quite like the CT aggression. I think that can play a big factor into kind of why it's kind of balancing out a bit more, as we do see this kind of B lean towards Bournemouth as they rush in now.
The flash did miss, but the bomb is going to go down. Adam Stroud there getting it right down the side. He is taken down low. Vornes catches him on the retreat. There is still one CT stuck in water. The retake coming on out. The smoke down on site is preventing their sight lines. One is playing around pillar. Two stuck in monster there. And down goes Rye. Merlin with the headshot, clearing out short. One more on short. Merlin gets a second frag. Wacky with the third. The bomb defused. The Europe standing in the middle of nowhere, not doing anything for his team. He does take down one, but he survives and doesn't get any money there apart from the plant, pretty much. So unfortunate for his side there. As the Swansea side going to pick up that first round, Brandon.
Yeah, well, I think it's, it's good news for Bournemouth as they get that bomb plant down. It means they can, have a bit of extra money coming into this one. Tech9's Deagle buy coming in. Just trying to look for that other bomb plant now, playing against the upgraded kind of SMGs, the FAMAS, even the M4 on Arrow for the Swansea side. And, they're going to take full advantage of this with their range to try and get up close. Bournemouth now pushing straight into the A bomb site.
Here comes Ladder. Frags one with the headshot. The Tech9 very powerful, but gets a second as well. This should not be possible. Wacky does get the trade and the second one. Ewan goes down. Swansea with the second round. That was actually a really nice push, I think, from that Bournemouth side. They caught off a couple of CTs, but that CT defense just, well, the retake happened.
Yeah, a really good round from Ladder as well, right? Getting 3 kills from the Tech9, taking, some of the smaller buy weapons kind of out of the hands of Swansea early. It's what we want. We kind of want a back and forth game, especially if you're on this T side. If trades come early, it definitely favors
Arrow
the T
gets one
side.
straight away. Orb goes down. That is the Orb down for this Bournemouth side early, and a quick pick from Swansea has put Bournemouth in a bit of a sticky situation. There are only 4 players left and no trade going to be coming out. Both those CTs as well, if you'll note, retreating on long. They're going to give up the A control.
Yeah, this is perfect for Swansea. Getting the early pick and then knowing when to give up the, the map control. Just kind of making Bournemouth doubt. They have to go now and spend some time wasting, just clearing angles out from the, the toilets, kind of the close long position. It's a decent start. Yeah, how's it going to whiff a nade there? VT his attention, trying to blow up the connector door there to put even more pressure kind of into the extremities of Bournemouth. Adam retreating with the bomb, and this is quite a nice, position for Swansea, Hanno. It's not looking too great right now.
Well, they don't have a huge amount of map control, but they do have, believe Wacky sitting in Issa there, so they can flash him into Monster. I think he sees the player there, might have spotted the bomb hanging on the left side of Monster there. No rotation coming out, so maybe not. Playing around, not spotting anything there in Monster, but Ladder going to be going for the re-aggression. Now they come. He takes down Wacky quickly. Adam with a frag on Zavornes, and this 5v4 is turned into a 4v3 very, very quickly. Hazard, the last man alive on B, hiding here in water. Both of his backup CT players, Bud and Arrow, back onto the site. They catch out Rye. Taking down Adam as well. The 3 versus 2, both his teams very, very low on HP. Arrow gets another. Just Ewan left. He goes down. It wasn't much of a buy, to be fair, from the T side. They didn't necessarily have everything they wanted there, especially losing that AWP. Very unfortunate for them. Swansea with another retake. The good side for Bournemouth, I've got to say, is they are getting these bombs down. It's just those afterplants, Brandon, I think that they're struggling on.
Yeah, for sure. As you just highlighted just now, it's just the fact that Bournemouth had the, they had the arms, they had the AKs, they got the guns, but they didn't really have the utility, and that was kind of a factor that was really limiting for them, especially in this afterplant where you're kind of down on HP already. Good utility coming out from Swansea early, just denying the bomb, just a little bit. Although it does go down, it buys time for your players to rotate. I think they already had 3 onto the bomb site, early, which is good. And seeing this another Tech9 buy come in, it means that Bournemouth can buy next round, but they really want this bomb plant again to kind of bolster their earnings, and they need this utility with the AKs going forward.
Yeah, Ladder and Amateur out there, very, very low. Merlin picks off 1. He spots 2 more. Input's going to come out, no rotation just yet. Arrow spots another little bit of damage onto Ladder there. But yeah, Ladder and Adam with just about 2k. With the lost bonus. Oh, Adam! Arrow swings out and Adam lands. This Tech9 is proving lethal in the hands of Bournemouth here. Another one swings out, Merlin catches it. Adam comes in long. Urov goes down with the headshot. Merlin proving an absolute anchor here on this A side. It's just, I believe, Adam there. Of Dice. The bomb has been picked up very late there. Adam catches one on the side of the smoke. One sitting in truck here. There's backing him up from stairs. It's amazing that Merlin's still alive here. Ewan going to be coming up and catch that out of the body. A little bit of a spasm there. But Ewan with the deagle and the bomb, not much of a shot here. No rifles are down that he can get to from the looks of it. And Merlin's
on for the ace here.
4 kills for Merlin, that's true. Ewan catches him out. No ace here for Swansea just yet. Ewan goes to the plant. He should be able to get it here. Commits to it just to get the money for his team, but Bournemouth takes him down. So Swansea with a swift 4-0 lead.
Yeah, that's again though a valuable bomb plant for Bournemouth there. And look at the money on the right hand side of your screen. Rob can comfortably pick up that AWP. All of the team members of Bournemouth can buy with full utility, and this is the gun round they've been looking forward to. Hanno, 4-0 up early for Swansea is good, but it doesn't paint the whole picture of the rounds. You know, bomb plants coming in left and right, map control being traded back and forth from these teams. It's the start, and it's got the potential of a really good series ahead of us.
Yeah, I mean, this is Bournemouth's pick, so an early disadvantage such as a 4. Oh, quick aggression from long though. Merlin swinging it out. They catch Adam with another headshot from Merlin. One more that the arrow also picks up. Ewan does get a trade over here on the B side, so Wacky will go down. Still very much in favour of Swansea. 2 quick kills at the start there, something you don't want to be seeing on that Bournemouth side.
Yeah, really good play from Swansea there, right? Literally, as we were just speaking about, they've got all this utility to now play with. You know, Swansea are going to be aware of that. They're aware that they've conceded all these bomb plants. They just hit them with a pace change. Perfect switch up, pushing down to playgrounds. You know, Aero and Merlin combining, taking out the, the guys that were setting up utility to take the toilet control, take the divider control. Gone, completely out the hands. It's now left just onto this AWP of Rob and this AK of Ray. As we spoke about pre-game, Hanno, these are players though that you can't count out. 2v4, group up, get some trades, can definitely hit a bomb site. There's still potential for Bournemouth in this one. But Swansea kind of keeping their utility. They kind of holding it as well, picking up mollies and smokes off of Wacky Zip that's just gone down on short. Just leaves Bournemouth kind of tunneled in together. They are walking in together as 2, which is good. I'd like to see the trade space and potential. And it's now just kind of left into this B hit, but no dividends are found for Bournemouth. No bomb plant. And yeah, Swansea 5-0 early, Hanno.
Yeah, we've seen Bournemouth in situations like this before, but a 5-0 lead is still quite scary. We have got, obviously, a buyout from Bournemouth, because all that money they had last round, they didn't use all of it, and they've been able to add up more. Urob there will be on a scout, though. I've seen Bournemouth quite like to play the scout on the CT side. I was unaware that they had found a use for it on the team. Urob sorts off the AWP, and Rai with a quick pick onto Merlin. That's actually really big, because he's been the star player so far for Swansea. He's been holding down this A site with an absolute beast inside of him. 4 kills, remember, on that round. Almost the ace 2 rounds ago. Urob going to be walking up with Yorp. He might come into contact with Arrow here, who's also holding the top of Con. Going to fall off, and Ladder going to be going out to clear long.
Yeah, that's a potential really big duel coming up, but Hazard's behind both of them here. We'll take down Rob and convey the info that there is a second player in that toilet's position. Let's leave Bournemouth scrambling now. They just have to reclaim the bomb and retake map control together. But, also be aware of the possible flank. Arrow can just post up here on divider with toilets now smoked off. And other players can just kind of fall back into the bomb sites. The pressure is now, and the onus is definitely on Bournemouth. They need to group up and hit a bomb site together. Their utility's not looking too bad. Can throw a couple of smokes, a few flashbangs, triple molly. But, with the early map control taken by Bournemouth over towards Party and then now being given up, Swansea have recognised this, now playing more passive. Even got Wacky kind of close towards in that Issa position that he's been playing quite favourably early on. Just putting down his mollies. Definitely spotted him there, right? Maybe not.
Yeah, he's spotted all 3 players. One was going to be charging. They get flashed. What a useful passing from Hazard there. One of them taken down. 2 taken down, sorry. And right there, going to be swinging into sight. Goes down as well. Unable to clear water. Adam finishes it off for him. But 1 alive versus 2 with 5 seconds left. I don't think he can do it. It's just managed to pick up the bomb, but no time to plant. They're going to opt to save that AK and the armor. And Aero and Vornes are going to survive the CT. Swansea, well, this lead is it's a little bit concerning. We're getting towards the halfway mark of this first half, and although the CT side can be very, very strong, not getting a single round so far for Bournemouth, it's got to be disappointing for them. They're back onto this Tech 9 buy, and we're going to have to see what they can do with the very limited utility that they do have.
Yeah, for sure. But Tech9s have worked out in the past for Bournemouth, kind of enabling them to get the kind of the entry frags onto the bomb site. I think the key to this Swansea defense being so successful right now is kind of the use of their utility, like look, it's just highlighted there as I'm saying it. But kind of whenever Bournemouth are ready to go into these hits, you know, Swansea aren't wasting their utility early. If they hit presence, if they're aware that they can only be kind of in 1 or 2 areas based on the other areas of the map that they push to kind of take control. As Arrow hits a really nice shot onto Ray there. It'd be so rude if I didn't mention that. But it's just this kind of delayed late utility, kind of they're holding on to all of their kind of pieces of the puzzle to enable them to have a really successful CT side, and it's working out so well for them. It's kind of left onto Ewan and Rob now, who are grouped together, have a flashbang, smoke, M4, you know, hoping for this bomb plant again. And it's just so difficult for them in these early stages.
Yeah, they are going to be walking up long here, so we're going to have to see if Merlin checks it. Looks like managed to get up. They take out Merlin. Only 1 here left, I believe, on this A side. No one rotating up. There goes Arrow. They should be able to get the plant here pretty convincingly. Smoke goes down on the stairs. Hero pushes up, gets caught, tagged out. Just managed to catch Hazard through the wall there. What a shot from him. Wacky, it's a 2v2. Wacky and Vaughners. Wacky gets 1 on Tora, but it's 2 versus 1. Ewan on 11 HP. I don't think he can do it, Brandon. But he's got the M4. The headshot potential isn't there as both these players have full HP. So Ewan, he's got to hit quite some shots here. The flash goes out. They know he's long. They try and clear it. Ewan swings out. It's taken down by Wacky, and Wacky's going to get that defuse. And that is a 7th round for Swansea.
Yeah, looking a bit scary there, though. Ewan and Rob, you know, what a really good attempt there from both of them. Honestly, getting those 2 quick kills, overwhelming the bomb site defenders of Swansea. Then even, you know, Rob, you know, wallbanging bank, catching the rotate early. I think it was from Hazard. And it just leaves, you know, it leaves Swansea honest. Their money's not, you know, in the worst possible state, but it's still low, considering that they've won 7 rounds in a row. Yeah. It looks like Bournemouth might even be going for a faster play here, which is what I like from Bournemouth. They're kind of taking more map control more proactively in the early stages. And it's good, it's what we need to see out of them. We need to take the map control early, and they need to kind of sit back, and then they need to kind of go group in as a team and take the bomb site together, which is what they've been doing well late round. It's just this early round that they've been struggling to figure out.
We see Adam here trying to take control of Connector. And Aero with the AWP. He's a lot more pushed up now. We've seen him in previous rounds just sitting back, watching that top con position. He has fallen back now, so they've given up a lot of control. They've actually got Merlin lurking through toilets still, so they're very aware that Bournemouth must be towards this B side, as there's absolutely nothing apart from Adam top con trying to fight off Arrows. He seems to like the spot a lot. He's holding his position. He catches Adam on the run through. The flash was not good enough. Didn't quite blind him at all. And there we go, Arrow with the first pick for Swansea.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to hold that spot too every single round I could if I could hit those shots that Arrow is hitting, right? But you know, as we're trying to analyze this, you know, Bournemouth are just kind of walking into areas that Swansea have already got stacked because they've already got the information, they've got the utility held, and now they're just kind of scrambling again. 2v4 for Rob and Ewan once more. Make that a 1-on-4 now for Rob. He's got this AWP. We know he can do some damage with it as he finds one onto Hazard. Knows to fire up Heaven, but Wacky Zip is just kind of tucked. They don't need to plant.
No time.
Yeah, sorry, they don't need to face him. He needs to plant the bomb.
Wacky with a bit of a peek there, and Urob doesn't quite hit the shot. Unfortunate for him, but yeah, Swansea cleaning out Bournemouth so far. That is the halfway mark so far. They could, you know, they could be looking at a, well, a 16 overpass, as we've seen before from some teams. And we're going to have a full buy from both of these sides, Brandon. Not a lot of utility on that Bournemouth side, and there's no rush coming out. So, oh, Urob through his teammate takes down Aerostratus on the peak.
Wow, that's a really important pickup, but it's instantly traded out on the other side of the map in Connector. Merlin will find Ray. And yeah, tail of the tape really on this first half for T-side for, you know, for Bournemouth, Hanno. And let us remind you, this is Bournemouth's map pick. And they seem to be really struggling against this Swansea assault. But hopefully, for them, their fortunes might be turned around here. As they're in this 4 versus 3, Ladder is low, but it's still an advantage for the T side. Ewan would even catch Wacky Zip, getting a bit too aggressive there for information. And it just leaves Hazard and Vornez. Bournemouth surely should know that they have potentially the B bomb site now. They might be taking it a bit slower because they've been caught out to these over rotates by Swansea just very early, just kind of getting the proactive information. And yeah, it looks like they're going to go in towards the stack on A, which, oh my god, Hazard's let him walk past.
Hazard doesn't find the second one, but Orob has taken him down. Vornez now in a 1 versus 2. The AWP is on dice. He really can't afford to swing anything here. Somehow in truck, he's still not dead. 19 HP gets swung on the reload. And that's Bournemouth with their first round. Actually really impressed from them. They had Ewan down in short, pick off Wacky. And because Wacky had died there on an over-aggressive push for intel, they were able to fake and execute on B. And although they'd only faked one player from Swansea out of that A site, Hazard whiffs the spray, and that Bournemouth side is able to make it to the end of a round with a victory.
Yeah, the third time of asking the Ewan-Rob duo, you know, make Swansea pay. 8-1, hopefully this could be the start of something more competitive out of this Bournemouth side. Ray looking to kind of take more connector control, just kind of taking the early aggression away, you know, the potential of it from Swansea. And it looks like Merlin's now changed up his position once again. He's just chilling in the toilets now, really close to that smoke. It's going to be an interesting engagement, maybe, if Bournemouth do push into it. Doesn't look like to be the case, though.
Now, they have got all the con control they want, but Arrow is on the other side of this door, and if Rai tries to jump another time too close to that window, we might see a little bit of damage come out. The Bournemouth side, again, they've got the smokes, and they've got a couple flashes, and that's all they've really got. The Swansea side, again, as you said, Bournemouth were keeping them low on that economy. They didn't let them run away. They weren't sitting with 10k or whatever. And the execute's going to come out with the limited utility that both sides have. What can Swansea do to prevent this? Ewan picks off Merlin on the aggro push. Yet again, Swansea being caught out here. Vornez, he hears the players coming in. He gets 2 there, and Adam with the trade, but that's a lot of damage coming out. Is that what Swansea needs to be able to pull off this retake?
Yeah, quick flank as well from Error, and I think that was a team flash actually from Bournemouth, kind of executing into the site, which is very unfortunate for them. However, Adam looks to be on a quick flank, will clean up the toilets player, you'd assume. And then that means it's just left on the 2 CT players. But look at this timing. Oh, no, he has spotted him here. Yeah, we'll clean up Arrow there. And it looks like to be kind of a certified round for Bournemouth, kind of locking that in that second one, which is good. Good for their confidence. Rob's now hitting some shots. This is what you want to see if you're a Bournemouth fan. And slowly but surely kind of building their way back into the game, trying to make the half more competitive. And, you know, as we've been talking about, with these bomb plants, with kind of these trades, with the amount of utility that Swansea have been using to kind of deny these, you know, executes and these post plants, which, you know, it's been resulting really well in the rounds, but not really resulting well in their bank balances. Full USPs and a push towards long for the CT side. They're hoping to get 1 or 2 kills here to keep Bournemouth's money honest, because, you know, it's not looking in the best spot right now. Hanno, let's just see this.
Adam gets 2. They line up for him, and he gets the double headshot. I think he spotted out a third player towards long there, but there are 3 players there. Bournemouth should know this. They're going to be heading straight into a B push. They have all the intel they need, and I'm going to drop a bridge smoke or heaven smoke there. Pushing into the site, they get the bomb plant for free, and those Swansea players, they might actually decide just to camp it out in long and deny any kill money to this Bournemouth side. Unlikely they're going to be able to pick up a gun though, as Ewan, I think, is the player there stuck in, you know, hiding towards the edge of Monster. I don't think he's going to give it up willingly.
Yeah, no, this should be the 5 alive here for Bournemouth, which will bolster their bank balance massively. Let's say that we see this engagement, and Hazard will actually take down Ewan. Gumba stomping on his head, but Adam will get the trade. And then we'll actually follow up onto Vornez as well. All these eco-frags coming Adam's way.
Kill. Adam, an eco-fragger to be sure. Not going to quite get the ace, but he's managed to pick up 4 kills for his team there. Actually, big performance from him there. Now leading the Bournemouth side with 10 kills. The Swansea side, I mean, I thought Merlin was absolutely carrying them, but actually they are pretty balanced there on those kills. They've all been committing a huge amount. Wacky doing a lot of work on this B site. The flashes from Hazard have proved pretty effective as well. Going here into the 12th round of this game. Oh,
Yeah,
I guess they've
another
got some
aggressive
kind of
play.
aggression. Yeah. Adam catches both. I mean, it felt like he was just playing anti-flash for a reason there. Merlin does pick up Ryan Con. I think once they'd picked off the 2 players CT, maybe Ryan wasn't prepared for a third to be charging down Con.
Yeah, and they're now putting even more pressure onto this connector player who's kind of really stuck, really isolated. I will spend 2 mollies on him though. Don't know if that's, you know, the best investment for the Molotovs, but Vornes will catch actually both of them. And now the round has just flipped on its head, Hanno. It's now in a 2 versus 3 in favour of Swansea. They've still got Merlin just chilling in connector this entire time all of this is going on. Rob Lowe about to kind of, you know, have a battle with Vornes, the other Low player. What's going on, Hanno?
It's an absolutely crazy round indeed. We have some interesting plays coming up, but Vornes is going to be pushing up here.
Yeah, I really like this aggression here, right? He's just completely...
He spots the gun! He spots the gun! And Urob goes down. The AWP a little bit too long in those positions, and that's a big pick for Swansea. Bournemouth, the 1v3. Now, I'm not going to count Ewan out here. There we go. Makes it a 1v2. And Wacky and Merlin, last players live. They're split between these 2 sites. So Ewan has a chance here.
Yeah, Ewan's been playing very well, especially in these clutch situations. You just kind of seem to have a general read on what's going on. But he does have 10 seconds left, which means he is forced into this B bomb site. Merlin is waiting for him. Will he peek or will he just wait for the plant? He should just wait for the plant here. And he will deny it. Swansea looking to kind of concede that round to Bournemouth with a huge play from Vornes. The round is just flipped completely on its head. And now a 9th being picked up for Swansea. You know, Bournemouth, they can buy. They can kind of get some utility. Rob can bring out the AWP. We're now going to have, you know, one of these proper gun rounds. I think one of only 2 or 3 have actually seen this entire first half, Hanno, where both sides, you know, even Hazard on just a premium weapon.
An absolute godsend. And Negev, they don't decide to go monster. They're actually running up short. Hazard and Negev falls. What a shame. Wacky's it does what he can in heaven, but Vornes gets 1 in monster, going to go down. The 3v2, the trades are in favour of Bournemouth, and the retake's going to have to come out here from Swansea.
I'm really sad he didn't get any kills with the Negev.
Brandon, if anyone's unaware, Brandon is a huge fan of Negev. He has made that thing work for us in many of our games, but really we need to pay attention to this as Rye and Adam Stroud, with 54 HP between them, they should be able to pull this out. Merlin walking just from.
Yeah, he made noise there.
Catches him.
Yeah, good round for Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. Fake the monster hit and then came up short and just split over them. Yeah, really nice adjustment there. Just kind of hitting a pace change. Just what I want to see out of both teams. Have seen it out of Swansea on the CT side. Just hitting them with a pace change just constantly. And it's just, it works well for Bournemouth. It looks like they might revert back into the slower default. Swansea 3 players early in the connector. They are deagles and just upgraded pistols only. So this does make sense as I get.
Oh, Hazard. Such bad timing. He pulls out the knife. But Ryan Ewan have both picked up a kill here. Not surprising, considering it's Nico Urob looking for the gun. I think Merlin may have already tried to hide it. Urob has got this AWP, and he's going to try and hide it from these CTs. Clears out arrow.
He's hungry for these eco frags this game, isn't he?
We have got Ladder walking up long here. There's actually nobody here towards the A site. It looks like Swansea's fully committing, trying to save these guns. They've got Merlin in con. And Vornes going to be walking up behind. Obviously, they want to try and get something onto Vornes. Whether they're going to use Merlin to try and find that extra gun. Ewan running around with his knife out. Gets tagged down. Looks for the frag. Merlin 1 HP, but now that's a gun that Vornes might be able to pick up. Ewan here is pretty low. Vornes has managed to secure it, but he faces into toilets and goes down again. 9-5 so far. This half it's got a lot more. Well, Bournemouth managed to rally, I would say, Brandon. Here, they've actually managed to rally after going down. What was it, 8-0? I think they've managed to rally. They've now taken 5 of the last 6 rounds in a row. They can even this up to a 9-6. I'd be a lot more confident in them going into the second half.
Yeah, and this is kind of what we were saying. As we do see a very fast play, it looks to be kind of a similar execute to what they just, threw in the other round, where they try to split up short. We'll get into this, analysis just kind of after all this action is going on. Ewan with a really nice transfer there onto Hazard. And it just leaves Aero all alone in the last round. We'll have to go for it as it's the last round of the half into this 1 versus 4 with it all to do. I'm not really liking his odds too much, to be honest with you, Hanno.
Yeah, it's not a position I would like to be in. A 1v4 with an orb, plenty of utility coming out from Urob here. Aaron's taken down to 66 HP, and he's gonna have to push through. Goes down to ladder in a couple of hits, and that is the half. Not even, but 9-6 is a pretty close scoreline considering how much Bournemouth suffered in the early game. We're going to be going into the second side here, where they will side swap. And we will see what Bournemouth can do. They've got to take a lot of rounds here on this CT side. They've got to get at least 9 here in this 15-round half. And we're going to see what they do on this pistol.
Yeah, competitive is definitely the word I'd use. I'm really excited that Bournemouth actually did manage to come back. We were speaking about it pre-game, just kind of the mental fortitude of these players. Sometimes it's not always there against opponents. But it looks like, especially with this flash coming in, they're starting off the pistol really strong, it looks like. And then, as I said, that trace go back and forth for this Teak side. Bornez now just kind of stuck on site with his partner in crime, Hazard, will take down Ewan, and it's now, again, all flipped round, Hanno, into this 1 versus 2 for Rob as he comes down. Will find the first, and now he's into this 1v1.
Looking for the second kill for him this round. He has got the kit, so he has got a lot of time now additionally added to that timer that's ticking away. We do see Hazard. He's hiding on short here. Urob, what's he going to do? He can't actually check everything here. He doesn't have the time. The bomb is sort of planted for Hazard here. Does he know he has the kit? He does swing out, but the defuse comes out as Hazard whiffs the shot, and Urob, the new addition to this Bournemouth side, wins them a pistol by himself.
Yeah, just really good clutch from Rob there. Literally, we'll find the first guy, and then we'll just stick the defuse. Hazard, his internal timer doesn't appear to be all there. Might not have been aware of the kit, but, most teams are having a player with a kit. It's really common. You would expect him just to kind of swing that. Bomb wasn't really planted for short there in the best possible position he could be in. And it just kind of leaves Swansea with these rifles. They did get the bomb down so they can have full Galils, full armor, but their utility is lacking. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting round to see what they can come up with. I imagine they're just going to group together, kind of trade. It looks like they're focusing towards long control, which seems to be the right call. Rob on site with a scout, very low. Adam with an MP5. Interesting.
Interesting pickup, but this Bournemouth side is an interesting team, as they've also got the scout on Urob, which I don't know. I think the long range engagement with that scout can be pretty good at overpass, but he's already down to 3 HP. So far it hasn't proven to work out too well for him. Hazard's walking out, going for the contact play here on B.
Yeah, it's the correct thing to do, especially when you're low on utility, just kind of trying to catch the CTs unaware. Will find Ewan. Is he aware of the potential of another player in Monster? That is Ladder and actually Ray, and they will combine and find 3 frags in quick succession.
Right here with the MP5. Gonna catch Bornez as he tries to cross bridge. Wacky swings into water, but he's gonna get taken down by Adam. A lot of damage onto that CT side by Swansea, but it's not enough to win the round. And although the Bournemouth buy isn't good here, Brandon, it's gonna be a lot better than Swansea's.
Yeah, for sure. MP5 coming in clutch, by the way. I'm sorry for hating on that, but yeah. Swansea, they're keeping the money honest on this CT side, which is very, very important.
You like your honest money.
Yeah, for sure. As an accountant, I do like honest money. But I think that the thing is, as we've already seen in this game, actually in this literal first half, is that you need to keep the CT's money honest. And that is what Swansea have done here. We'll be on the Deagles, but look at the utility and kind of, the guns, really, for Bournemouth. Like, yeah, you've got what's that? 2 M4s, 2 Galils, and MP9, but 3 flashbangs and 3 smokes only. It means that next round, if Swansea do manage to put a buy together, which they will be able to, but if they get a bomb plant, they can buy kind of everything. And Bournemouth will be left with kind of limited utility, limited factors.
Yeah, having to invest into that MP9 and those M4s on this round is going to bite them back if they do actually lose any of them, as the economy won't be there. Push comes out. Urob and Adam facing off. Adam with a quick 2 kills. These pistols falling very easily to the eco-fragger that is Mr. Stroud. As Rye picks up Merlin. And Adam with another one as well. This the Swansea push is... There's nothing exciting about it at all, unfortunately, there, Brandon, as all those players getting picked apart. Barely doing any damage at all to this Bournemouth side. No money lost, really, apart from a few bits of utility on the CT side. So their buy now is a lot stronger. They've kept all those guns, of course, but they have all the utility. They have a lot of money stacked up. They have, well, 3 kits, I suppose. That's all you really need here. And the T side, not looking as good with that Mac 10. And Arrow's actually opted for an SG here as the fast, short play is coming out.
Yeah, very important for Bournemouth in that last round that they had 5 alive, so really good job by them kind of securing that. And then this is kind of the Swansea T side that we were talking about, again, pre-game, as literally they take map control off you and then they sit. And this is, you know, where they've got all the utility now, where they've kind of got the guns, Merlin will go back and grab, I think, the AEK or the SG from Arrow. They can drown out this utility, limited utility from Bournemouth. And Ladder's actually burning. Yeah, Ladder's burning that molly as well, down to 44. Early damage going the way of Swansea. But it looks like kind of there's a 2-2 setup right now on the mini-map. It looks like Adam might also be heading down towards B. So Bournemouth have got the right read here. But then as I say that, the bomb goes away. So it's all going on here.
We do see Urob pick up a kill. We're starting to see a much more favourable Bournemouth side here. The smokes are down. They can walk onto the site here. Swansea, there's no attempt to hold them off from Bournemouth just yet. They've tucked in on Heaven. Urob going to be rotating on down. Have they cleared water? I don't think they have. So Swansea's got the plant, but the after plant's what's going to be so difficult. The CTs haven't given them much more than the centre of that site. The swing out comes Ewan trying to fight it. The smoke comes down. That's a beautiful play. That's putting Vornes in a very awkward position here. Ewan walks on through and goes straight on down. Vornes looking for another. Urob and Ladder able to pick up kills. Vornes doing so much there, but Ladder shuts him down. Vornes, I thought he was pretty much out of the fight from that smoke, but they didn't respect him playing close there. And they almost lost that round, Bournemouth.
Yeah, a really nice utility set coming in from Rob as well onto Heaven, kind of smoking off the left side, kind of shutting out Monster. Really nice like anti-smoke wall coming out from Bournemouth, and it pays their dividends. Obviously Vornes gets close to smoke, gets a few, keeps the money honest again, but Rob will be allowed to buy up this AWP. This is the gun he's so prolific with. And Arrow again with the Krieg. I'm not really too sure what's going on here, Hannah, to be completely honest with you. But
the man is living in 2018. The age of, well, I can't even remember what year it was, but back in the day, it wasn't last year they were running SGs. It must have been not 2020. It would have been 2019, surely.
I don't know. I remember it being absolutely lethal.
Remember, it's 2021 now. I know the lockdown's gone quickly, Brandon, but I think it was 2019, the year of the SG.
Oh, sorry. I still have nightmares about it.
It wasn't that bad. It's an alright gun. Just we're playing COD instead of CS. The nade's coming out. Doing a little bit of damage. Ladder taken down to 36 HP. That barrel's position not working out too well for him, as they're going to play a little bit like Astralis and use their utility in a way that's just, well, pretty suffocating for the Bournemouth side to deal with. Bournemouth have, by the way, taken the lead here. I forgot to mention last round, Bournemouth for the first time this game have taken the lead.
Yeah, for sure. Very, very good morale, confidence booster for them. Gonna inspire them to carry on. Adam's done really well here. He's got all the information that this is definitely going to be a B hit, and you can see that, on the back of the rotations. Adam coming in with a flank as well, more towards Con. It's going to be very dangerous and difficult for the Swansea to kind of cover, but Hazard is on the flank, kind of flanking him as well. Will Adam be aware of this? No, we're going to take it down by Hazard, and we're now into this 3 versus 3. There are trades back and forth here, Hanno. I honestly can't keep up. I'm surprised you are as well. And arrows on an SG, just looking at this angle.
Oh, the swing. Such an awkward angle to hold, and Rai gets another one there. 3 kills for Rai there. What a kill. Hazard through that smoke. His head goes straight off. And Rai, absolutely, what a retake from him there for Bournemouth.
What a round.
Off. Yeah, a little bit of it looks like a tech pause going to come out here. We'll see how long this lasts. But Bournemouth here, they've really taken this Swansea T side by storm. Their CTE side, especially Adam here, I think he's been an absolute standout player here, especially on that B site. And even on the A pushes as well. He's just been absolutely everywhere for these flanks. As B retakes have been absolutely fabulous from him, and the A positioning and early picks have been good as well, as he sits currently as the game leader with 22 kills.
Yeah, it's good to see some of the Bournemouth players as well, kind of keeping it competitive and kind of moving their kills up the scoreboard as well. I mean, if you recall, Hanno, like when it was like 9-0, 9-3, it was mainly just Adam was up there, Ewan, Rob, Ladder and Ray having slow starts, Ray having an incredible impactful round there, just picking up 3, 1 even just through the smoke, just pre-firing the guy short. Like it's really good to see, and it's just making for this really. Well, I thought this map was done at half time, right? I thought it was completely done, and Bournemouth were just fucking launched the table, just on the floor, ripped the mouse cords out of Swansea, and yeah, we're now, thankfully the pause is now over.
Yeah, Bournemouth with a 2-round lead, so it's looking pretty good for them. They failed the molly actually to prevent the Teeds coming out ramp, and they have gone straight on into con. 2 of those Bournemouth players heavy committing towards that con area.
Yeah, I hope we see maybe like a slower approach coming out from Swansea. They are on limited utility, but they do have the AK-47s. Looks like Ewan's actually picked up Arrow's SG. SG, I'd say, more potent on the CT side. You can hold those tighter angles, can kind of wait for the Ts to come to you. Can be very dangerous. So it'd be interesting to see how this actually plays out. And Org as well onto ladder. So Bournemouth favouring the scoped weapons. Yeah, Swansea are just kind of taking a more passive, relaxed approach here into this round. Kind of waiting for Bournemouth to lower their guard. Arrows just kind of jump straight into Adam, and he will take out the first player. And will back off, which is sensible. I know,
Yeah,
and now we're into this.
Urob with another pick there onto Wacky. Wacky was trying to catch them as they retreated, but they were unaware that an AWP was going to be swinging on. Now Ladder looking to land the kill onto Fornes. Merlin swings out and takes down Adam, walking a bit too far forward there, trying to clear out Banana. And it looks like this B site is where Swansea wants to execute, as they're going to have Merlin come on down from A with a little bit of a fake util there. Urob can't see anything obviously through that smoke. All he can tell his teammates, there's nothing on A just yet. Fornes has managed to creep into jail. They go to clear him, but Ladder swings far too wide, and Fornes takes the kill. Not enough time here, as the bomb is far too far away. And we're going to see Bournemouth pick up another round. Swansea, they seem to have halted in their tracks here, as after a very strong early start, they can't seem to find enough of those early picks, or those bomb site takes that they need to pull even with Bournemouth right now.
Yeah, they kind of got knocked down a bit, kind of stumbled into the ground a little bit after Bournemouth came back on this T side. Haven't been able to get going. Haven't even posted a round on this T side yet.
Yeah.
It looks like they're going up fast through connector now. I don't know if you can see that on the mini map. Straight into Rob's AWP and Adam as well. Nice crossfire there.
Oh, the smoke. Adam with 2, Urob with 2 through the smoke, and it is just Wacky left alive. Gonna try and push Rob here on long, and Wacky goes down as Urob with a triple kill for Bournemouth on that AWP. He's proven pretty effective at finding those picks and finding those multi-kills that his team needed. First it was the pistol, and now this round here, this CT side, well, he's showing up indeed, and we're going to have Bournemouth with a 4-round lead, starting to close in towards that 16th round, as their overpass, well, maybe you should have had a bit more faith than Brandon with your predictions. You know, it looked rough early, but Urob, he's finding those picks just like Swansea did on their CT side. The T side is just falling apart. Adam with a 3rd kill for Bournemouth there. Bournemouth with Vornes with a trade, but there's only 2 players left for Swansea. Make that 2 players left for Bournemouth.
It's all going on, isn't it?
I can't keep the pace. I'm really struggling to try and find a pacing in this because every 5 seconds someone else is dead. As Vornes, he goes back to pick up the bomb. He's the only player left alive for Swansea against 2. I think he can do it. He's got an AWP and a smoke. Let's see what he does.
Yeah, that's a testament to this series. Literally, you're just going, oh, well, you know, really good eco round from Bournemouth. They're just clearing it all up. And then suddenly, bang, bang, bang. 3 quick kills from Swansea. Now it's on to Vornes, as you rightly said, in this 1 versus 2. And Bournemouth have no idea where he is, so they're just separated. Not sure if this is the correct play. However, Ray, who's been competent with that AK, so prolific, holding the B bomb site down. Really nice off angle here towards short, and will take out Vornes. Looked a bit scary.
Crisp,
but
clean kill from Rai there to close out that round, I would say.
Yeah, for sure. And Bournemouth have just survived that challenge, and now they're, you know, on the home straight really. 2 rounds left to close out their map pick. You are right. They are. It looks like they might be good for their map pick, Hanno. Yeah, it's just, yeah, when they went 9 or 8-0 down, I felt for sure that it was looking a bit ropey for them. But they've all started to wake up. 2 PM CS isn't always, you know.
Oh, it's very difficult. You know, we can both attribute that.
Yeah, for
The
sure.
timing is awkward.
For sure. And Adam's woken up. He's been ready to play. 27 kills on the server. What a machine.
Only 23 rounds in, so some big numbers being put out by him. Adam doing a great service for this Bournemouth side, as they are 5 rounds ahead. They have won, I believe, I think 13 rounds in a row? Or, no, okay, so they've won 10 rounds in a row, I think, here. Make that 11, sorry.
It's 11 I think,
rounds
yeah.
in a row. My counting skills are very much lacking. Hazard might come into a contact here with Adam. Adam sees him. Oh no, Adam, we were just praising you, but Hazard drops off just in time as the spray goes wide from Adam. And Hazard picks up the 1st kill. Swansea, you have an opportunity here to go into this. The molly misses onto Boiler, so Ladder going to sit there perfectly fine. And Arrow going to go back for the bomb.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult for us to really cast this and be like, oh, well, I think, you know. I mean, Swansea, they look like they're going to go towards A right now. 27 seconds. Bomb kind of pushed up towards toilet. So it looks like that will be the execute to save my blushes, definitely. But Warner's doing a good job at keeping Bournemouth honest, keeping 2 players down. Merlin will actually come in and find the frag. And now Hazard will actually go and nade down Urob as well. And it's now left into this 2v5. Bournemouth should definitely be saving this. Their money's not looking too good. Ewan's the only one. Actually, and Ray, who's got good money. You know, Swansea have decided to play again. 14-10.
They've kicked themselves back into gear, and we're going to see the 2 Bournemouth players trying to save in short, while all of Swansea get out with all of their guns. They've only got 1 piece of util, Hazard, with an HE that he's picked up from a CT there after we saw him kill someone a little bit earlier. So they've got no utility left on that Swansea side. They burnt it all, and that is what it took to get them a round. They're going to have good money here to buy it all back up, and saving that AWP on top of those AKs is going to be really nice. And catching out Lad at the end there, but he doesn't go down. So Bournemouth still with a shot here.
Yeah, Swansea calling this pause as well, just kind of taking a little breather, maybe talking about their options for the next round. Yeah, Bournemouth Spire is going to be okay here. They can still have all the utility. They can still have all the guns. You know, money, as we just mentioned, on Ewan and Ray, so they can drop over. And yeah, the Swansea posting the T round on the board. Maybe this is the kickstart they need to their T side. Maybe, I don't know, as we see another tech pause coming in now. Just slow T sides on the board. We saw it with Bournemouth. Are we going to sit with Swansea, Hanno? I'm not sure.
And we'll have to wait and see. As the gap, to be fair, between these 2 teams isn't too far. You might still be correct. You know, if Swansea can keep up that pace and keep up the way they controlled the map last round for just a few more, evening up that scoreline would be vital here. As again, overtime is enabled, folks. We can this one map can go on as long as these teams want it to. Early damage onto Arrow.
Pace change coming out of Bournemouth. Swansea are ready for it. Merlin with 2 quick kills onto both Adam and Ewan. And Wacky even coming up the flank and taking out the AWPer.
The trade pretty effective there as Bournemouth swung on in. And there was absolutely nothing they could do. One of those players on Swansea, I didn't catch the name, was playing anti-flash. So smart play from Swansea. The Bournemouth push fell apart and Swansea have been gifted a second round on their T side.
Yeah, Bournemouth just need to keep doing what was working for them, right? And it's just not giving away these early picks to Swansea. It's the story of their T side when it wasn't working as well. It's just Swansea were getting these really early picks and then kind of snowballing it into a round win. And as Hazard looks to kind of make honest of the remaining CTs, we'll throw Molly in. Ladder will clean him up though. But yeah, it's just kind of like you don't need to be taking these early fights. I appreciate why you've gone for this pace change, just kind of to catch Swansea off, maybe get a quick 15th on the board, but you got to stick to what's working, and that didn't.
Yeah, I mean there was a tech called there, so I think Swansea would have expected a bit of a pace change there, because that's one of the telling things that comes out of a tech pause. You can normally kind of predict something unpredictable or different from what they've currently done. I'm not even going to mention the fact that Ladder just got 2 free kills there for no reason. Yeah, they're able to predict that something different is going to come out after a tech pause like that, even if your team's the one that's called it, right? The other team's going to use those 30 seconds to their own advantage.
Yeah, and Bournemouth now with only the saved gun from Ladder, just on these pistols. A couple of players will be burned down as well. Ladder, who's got the rifle, has just also gone down, and yeah, it should. I don't want to say it. I'm not gonna. Do you know what? I'm not gonna say anything, Hanno. Just I
Bornes goes down to 1 shot to the head there, unfortunately. Merlin has picked off Urob, but Ewan, Rye as well, going to be rotating up towards A if they can. Arrow going to get the bomb down. Actually, quite a lot of utility left on the Swansea side. They should be able to hold off any kind of Bournemouth retake with ease. And it looks like from the positions of those Bournemouth players retreating back towards the T side of the map, they are going to be saving and allowing Swansea to get their 12th round. Again, Bournemouth, they've got a gap. They've got a little comfy gap here between themselves and Swansea. So in rounds like these where they have the opportunity to save a couple guns, they should do it. One of those guns has been taken down to 9 HP, and it looks like Merlin wants to chase. He's running around top con. I don't think he has time to reach these players though. And Bournemouth, they've seeded another round, 14-12, a lot tighter than we originally predicted. Very much still in the favour of Bournemouth here.
Yeah, for sure, and yeah, they've got that 2-round buffer as you just mentioned, so it's good that they're kind of holding on to this utility, especially as the CT money can be so crippling, especially if they start to snowball rounds and just kind of lose it and go out of control. Like, for example, this round's a very good example. If Bournemouth lose this round, they'll be forced onto, like, not great utility. Maybe they could buy some rifles, but their buy wouldn't be, you know, very favourable to them. As we see kind of another slower round coming out of Swansea now, kind of adding some pressure towards the connector, the monster. 2 players pushed up long here for Bournemouth, worth noting, Rob and Adam.
They might be able to catch out Merlin. Arrow looked towards it but didn't catch him. He sees
him.
Oh, that's so unfortunate for Rob there. He was just at the wrong angle. Hazard and Wacky going to be nading, but Ladder, he's lured. He's not standing where he usually does, so he takes very little damage from that nade.
Yeah, has moved back into the barrels, but will be mollied out again by Hazard. This utility for Swansea being very effective in moving the CTs out of position. And then Adam has caught out Merlin, but will be traded. This does favour the T side still. Trades typically, you know, as a 4-on-4, 3-on-3, will favour the T side. It looks like Swansea are going to head into this B execute, and that's what it looks like anyway. 2 players here. Nice molly by Ray, actually, just kind of denying any sort of pressure onto actually the bomb site. As they're going to be burning down to 50 HP. They could set up from Bournemouth, Hanno. in towards water.
It's very, very nice. They have a double, 2 players stuck in Konsu. Sorry, in water. Warner's going to go out and play. He might get players 1. He hears the second, but Wacky does manage to find him. Jumps on top, I believe, and finds him behind the smoke. So unfortunately for Bournemouth, they have played actually quite water heavy, I believe, here on this CT side. So Swansea was fully prepared to go in and clear that with all 3 players to make sure they'd rooted out all of those CTs and give them a much easier sight hold. Urob, he was taken down very low at the start there by a shot from Aristratus, and he's going to try and stay alive with what little health he has remaining with that port, because Bournemouth, well, they're on the CT side and their economy's looking dire. They do have a cushion between them and Swansea, which will now only be 1 round, but the money's looking pretty bad, so they don't actually have that many rounds left where they're going to buy weapons.
Yeah, not so much. Yeah, I mean, what, 5k Ewan, 5k Adam. Rob could drop a Famus maybe they force this, or maybe they just, you know, upgraded pistols, bolster their bank balance, let it go 14-14, make it competitive, maybe be able to sneak a pistol buy around. It looks like that's what they are favouring, you know, kind of prioritising utility. I do agree with this buy.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. And Swansea, all they need to do now is just avoid being overrun by pistols. Maybe just be careful. Rob is dead.
The molly coming out to short there, I believe, from Vorner, so that Adam walks out con and gets one for free. Like, the con door opened and no one heard it. Adam gonna drop a smoke. He's managed to secure himself an AK now. Bournemouth, they've evened up the odds a little bit as they've secured an extra gun and knocked out 1 on the side of Swansea.
Yeah, and they're doing the right thing again, is they've actually recovered the AWP. Ewan's got that right now. And they're all grouped up together. Apart from Adam, who's kind of getting information, and this is the right play. He might actually be able to get a flank on. Adam could be the difference maker in this round right now. As Ray will find...
He gets 2! Ray with 2 huge frags. Ray with 2 huge frags there. Double headshot with the Deagle, dropping down into con. Those players regret that huge amount. Adam with the flank. This Bournemouth side, they're not going to let Swansea get this 14th round without a bit of a fight. As Adam picks off Vornes, and Bournemouth finally head to match point.
That's 2 rounds now where Ray has just literally just completely turned it around for that Bournemouth side. If you remember, he had that retake and he had 3 quick kills onto the T side, and they're 2 quick close proximity 1Ds in the connector to give Bournemouth match point on their map pick. Let's remember, this was Bournemouth's map pick. What a story and what a map this has been so far, Hanno. Bournemouth going 9-0 down, battling back 14-10. Swansea then coming back 14-13, and now we're on match point.
For Bournemouth.
Bournemouth, yeah.
It's actually quite a story as Urob picks off Merlin there. This AWP working to Bournemouth's favour hugely here as Rob able to have more of an impact here in this round. Swings out and gets another one! Arrow goes down a shot. It looks like it was through the ground there a little bit as he takes off 2 heads there. 3 players left for Swansea. They have to take this round, otherwise Bournemouth will be secured. Bornes, what was that? He's turned on the walls, and down goes Ladder, evening it up a little bit more. 3 versus 4. Hazard, he's walking out to the side. Spots out one of the back of the side. Ewan sprays. What is that? Hazard, he hits the headshot onto right at the very end of his spray. Vornes picks up Ewan at the back, and the ground is completely turned around. 3 players for Swansea, just 2 left for Bournemouth. Urob and Adam going to be on that retake. Now we've seen both these players perform before, and Bornes, he shuts down Adam, whiffs the shot onto Urob,
Oh my god.
who hits a shot through the box onto Wacky. There is no HP on anybody here.
They're both low. They're all low, Hanno. They're all low.
They're all low, but Urob, I don't think he's going to go for it. I think it actually would be correct to go for it, honestly. Like, he has some money.
Yeah.
Maybe he could save the AWP, but if his teammates have been able to tell him that they're both low, he has a P250. I believe that's a 1-shot onto Wacky. I think it does enough damage. So, maybe it would have been worth, but no, he's going to choose to save. Going to get that AWP out. Maybe it can have a much more effect later on. You know, they've only got 1 round left of the half, and they know that they'll be going to OT if they... you know, if they mess it up, so it's not too much of an issue if they don't force the win here. They have an opportunity in OT. They're going to be getting a rough buy, Brandon, but it's a buy at least.
Hannah, if this is the pace for the rest of the series, I don't think my blood pressure can take this for like another hour and a half, for like maybe possibly like 2 maps. This is absolutely crazy. Like, what is going on right now? Another aggressive play coming out of Bournemouth really early to gather the info. Really like this from them, especially on the downgraded utility. Adam even pushing. Oh, is Wacky's going to be aware of this flank? Maybe Merlin's aware of it. Maybe Arrow's aware of it. Look at all the players on the map, Hanno. I got no idea what's going on. This is crazy. What a first
you're
map.
the analyst, Brand. Come on, you gotta look at it. Tell me what's going on. What's happening?
Okay, well, look. Bournemouth have got information that it's not going to be towards A right now. Adam's kind of posted up in a position away from connector, so he can stop the rotates. This means that Bournemouth can then play a 3-man setup on this B bomb site, which looks to be favourable right now. Arrow holding the flank, because, you know, there's quite a lot of people. There's 2 players in connector for Swansea. There's kind of 3 players in towards short monster for Swansea as well. So the whole team's kind of leaning towards this B bomb site. So, you know, the information that's been gathered for Bournemouth, okay, is really good, it's honest. Will Merlin check this angle from Adam? He will, and we'll take him out. And now this again flips the round, because now Bournemouth are going to be doubting the rotations. As you can see on the map, immediately Rob rotating up with the AWP will be there. And it looks like this is the bomb site, and he's going to be tested first here as the execute and the smokes come in off this Swansea side. 20 seconds, you know, without a bomb plant. This needs to be held.
Here comes Merlin, he gets one, Duron's gonna fall, gets a second there. 2 quick kills, they were not ready for this long push at all. The 2v5 retake, we're probably gonna be going to overtime here as Ladder swings out, Hazard goes down, the retake, it's so doable. Rye, he's gonna be coming out of bank here. Arrow takes down Ladder,
Wow.
and Wacky takes down Ryan. Swansea have forced it to overtime. We see the full 30 rounds out of this game so far, and we're gonna see several more as Vornez and Adam Stroud, the 2, I believe they're the captains for their teams, absolutely performing with 31 and 29 frags. Those players have been absolutely unreal this game, and we're going to see what these teams can do in OT. Obviously, they keep their side in OT for the first half. There's going to be 2 halves to OT, and Bournemouth going to start on that CT side. A full buy coming out, and an orb can be purchased for Ladder as well.
Yeah, overtime for those unaware, best of 6 here, so players need 4 rounds.
Hazard with a quick kill, that's a good opening early, but he's taken down to 6 HP.
This is crazy. Trades in this round, Swansea get the opening pick. Really good damage, although onto Hazard, and he will actually trade out the AWP. So, you know, smart decision for Swansea here, low player taking the gun that does one shot, 1 kill. And now Swansea taking more map control on, you know, spread out areas of the map. First it was connector, now it's long. This is a lot better, and this is more consistent from what I've seen from Swansea in the past. Adam's going to be challenging towards this toilets area, it looks like.
He likes to walk through that smoke when they drop it, and Merlin going to find him. Merlin just seems to be a great counter to any kind of A aggression that Bournemouth's trying to put out. He's always finding these picks. And now there's absolutely nothing towards this B site. Bournemouth haven't actually made any info plays, so they haven't been able to rotate Ladder up just yet.
Yeah, he's just very aware of what's going on, as well as Urob will find the low player in Hazard.
He gets another.
Pick up a second. I'll let you take over.
Merlin does find the kill. Rye with a quick trade. 2 versus 2. They're looking for Rye. He's behind the truck. Arrow does find him. Ladder is going to be on the rotate. I think it may have hurt him in CT there. He's going to be walking up there with that organ. Vornez gets the bomb down. It's a plant for truck. Ladder should be able to hear that. And Arrow is going to go and hide in flowers. Ladder's going to walk up here. He gets instantly
Nice shot.
Headshot by Arrow, and Swansea take the lead here in OT.
Yeah, this is the first time they've retaken the lead, right? We've had 3 times the leads changed hands, I think. We had Swansea out the gate fast. You know, you have Bournemouth overtaking 10-9, I think it was. Yeah, it's kept in the lead, hit match point first, and now Swansea 16-15. And more importantly for them, right, is that they've got a T-side round, which seems to elude them in the first half of the second half, the first half of their T-side. More aggression coming out here for the Bournemouth side. Adam's gone down. That's a big blow for Bournemouth as he is top fragging, leading by example. Merlin will actually find Rob as well on the reaggress.
I'm not sure how that happens. Bournemouth have actually committed to that long push, I believe 3 separate times. And once you've done something like that more than one, I mean, even just after the first time you do it, people start to try and counter it. The fight coming into B as Wacky goes down, Ladder with the orb, finding something. It's taken very low, and Corners picks up Rye with another double kill. This man on B is insane. Just Merlin left. Rye, right, he finds him, sees the leg through the smoke. And right, what a performer for this Bournemouth side. There's no choking at all for him here on B. He's able to find their kills, 23 kills to his name. And he's going to actually buy a Zeus.
Did you see all those Zeuses just dropping on the floor? Sorry, that's really caught me off guard. Yeah, no, Rye's my MVP. Like, I know we've still got a bit of the match to go, but so far he has been the standout. Yes, Adam's got kills, but when it matters most, 3k, 2k, especially with those deagles, you recall back to put them on match point as Arrow, a really nice shot onto this aggressive Fountains play again. Adam will now get the trade.
Finds another one onto Merlin. That's 2 kills, quick ones. Finally, this A aggression works out for Bournemouth. Wacky is already top con, waiting for Adam to walk into his wandering arms. And there we go. The even up again 3v3. As you said earlier in the game, this very much favors the T side. And with another kill onto Ladder, 3v2, and another fight on B. The auto director's not going to show it us just yet, but Swansea with a good position here to take another round and finish this first half of OT with a lead.
Yeah, let's not count out Rob yet though, Hanno. Like 2v1, we know what he's doing. He's going to come from heaven. He's going to have, you know, the verticality advantage, but he needs to move. And it's kind of a game of cat and mouse now for Rob as he does find his way onto the bomb site. But with 2 players into short, he does have a smoke, he does have mollies. Could maybe molly short, which it looks like he is to do. Smoke the bomb. I like this.
Oh, Vornesberg. He can't find it, but he does. I'm not sure how long was left on that diffuser, but Vornes goes charging through that molly. It's the only play they had. Both their players were stuck in short, and Swansea finished the first half of OT with a 1-round lead. It's not very much, but in OT, every round counts, so going to see if Bournemouth can bring it back on their T side, which started off so poorly.
Yeah, but they have woken up now. They have been hitting their shots. They have been having some standout performers, notably in Adam and Ray and Rob when it counts as well. And Ewan as well when they were just the whole team. They've just been playing very well. I think is what I'm trying to just get at here. I know. And yeah, I mean, it might see a revitalized Bournemouth on this T side now because they need to. They just need to kind of pick up the pace. I think what was working well for them is when they weren't giving up the early kills and they were just kind of holding, taking map control slowly, working as a team, trading effectively. And they need to figure out a way to kind of get out this Swansea's utility, because Swansea, what they do well on this CT side, and what we saw time and time again from them, is they would just hold their utility until they actually came in, and then they would suffocate Bournemouth out of the bomb site, especially on those retakes. So Bournemouth need to find a way to kind of adapt to that.
Yeah, well, we have had a little bit of a break here, obviously. Another pause going to come out. Swansea have used up every single one of their tactical pauses here in this game, all 4 of them. So they've obviously been used very effectively, because they have managed to claw themselves into OT, pull themselves out a win. But Bournemouth here, they're going to be using those breaks as well to think up 8 strategies. Currently, I mean, it's only for me right now, but only 1 player for Swansea had bought. Okay, there we go. There's a second. As 3 players sitting with 16k and 3 USPs.
Yeah, it looks to be. It looks to be kind of like a technical issue. I mean, that's why you've got players kind of not buying, I imagine. I know we've been seeing some tech pauses being called in. Maybe some ping issues. We are online, unfortunately. SouthLAnder it is this year. Hopefully we can get you back soon. Can kind of get this. Imagine this with an audience, right? That's back and forth crazy game. The final was definitely delivering, Hanno. What a game of Counter-Strike.
It's been a great one. If anyone remembers back to SouthLAnder last year, 2020 was the first year of SouthLAnder. This is obviously the second one we've ever held. We had it on the last weekend that events like this could be held, as the lockdown and everything came into force very quickly after that. And it's been a whole year since then, and we're back again with the finals of SouthLAnder. Last time we had them in our cinema on campus, and we had a full production set up. The teams were able to play there in the cinema on the stage. This year, sadly not possible, but the quality of games has not dropped. This final is looking to be an absolute banger, Brandon, as we see an early nade stack towards that AWPer, and of course Arrow forced off there. No damage taken really, and Swansea. Oh, Wacky, his hands are shaking. He's feeling the pressure as he whiffs that smoke.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, but I like this. It looks to be kind of this early adaptation from Swansea. As they go for this pick, they get naded off, and they go, okay, let's just take short. They're just taking another area of the map control instantly, just denying Bournemouth. But Bournemouth have taken this divider. Looks like they should go into long shortly to kind of get this control. Hazard now giving the space back to Bournemouth. Did he just dink Adam through the wall? Or am I reading that right?
Or a very thick wall, but because he's only taking 8 damage. But we'll see. Adam takes a lot of damage there, but he takes down Hazard. Ladder with a second kill here on some Merlin. So Bournemouth here, 2 players up. What are they going to do with it? The bomb is still very far back in T-spawn. They've frozen. They've paused. It's all on the CTs here to do some re-aggression and find a pick, because they're at such a disadvantage. There it is. Wacky finds one. Adam goes down. Another one is there in con. I'm not sure if Wacky saw him, but they've evened up the player count just a little bit.
Yeah, as we mentioned time and time again in what feels like this just back and forth affair, this does favour T-side. Okay, but, you know, T-side still have 2 smokes. They still have the flashes. Looks like the smoke's going to be used towards this B hit, because we've got 20 seconds left. This is good for Swansea because they got 2 players here. Wacky in a little off angle towards the other Meister Graffiti. We'll take down one and dink onto Rob and Ray. This is so crazy. Arrow as well, kind of chiming in.
Smoke, he could do a lot here as the 5-7. Urob is on 11 HP. Ewan very low as well. Arrow's walked right on up, but Urob, he's walked right up there and taken him down. 17-17 is Bournemouth. Well, I mean, it's a tough OT. That's all I'm going to say. It's 17-17, and I see very easily a potential here that we could go to several overtimes, Brandon, and this game could last perhaps longer than we expected.
Yeah, I feel like the mistakes that are going to appear is when, I don't know, we saw it on Bournemouth where they were pushing aggressively CT and the Swansea were holding for it, and then that's kind of where the rounds kind of turned on its head. I think if you're CT, because these are now the rounds where they're struggling now to kind of pick together the CT rounds on both sides. It's going to be kind of managing and timing that aggression and kind of taking the map control back at specific points. And I think kind of a mid-round aggression that we saw, the reflashing to connector from Swansea coming out of there was really good. And Bournemouth have been doing it as well on their CT side. It's such a tough game to call. And with the clock being run down, we're kind of evolving into CIS Counter-Strike now, Hanno, with the likes of Navi, Spirit. We are seeing that a lot out of 2021, is the clock being used, you know, really effectively. Rob now with a smoke. It looks like towards Dice to allow him to kind of walk up a little bit, maybe spot out the jump. And now Bournemouth grouping. Oh, wow.
Arrow walks on top of Dice there and finds Rob at the back there. He was not ready for that. Merlin with a second one. Adam finds another, and that is the site Bournemouth. As Vornes, Wacky, and Hazler are going to have to do as much as they can here to take this retake. 3v3. Pretty favourable actually towards the T's here as they get some nice off-one positions. Double long, and one of them probably going to move around to short here.
It's a nice angle from you in here.
I like it. I do like it, but if he whiffs it, Spank play. We'll be able to get on the site and start a tap. Wacky spots him. A good flash there. Force him off the angle. Going to smoke the bomb. Get on top of it. Here we go. The timer's ticking down. 3 seconds exactly. Ewan's going to swing out. He tries to spine. He finds Wacky. It's 2 versus 2. There we go. Hazard with another headshot. Adam, he's got to take him off. He didn't peek.
I don't think he heard that he was on it because of everything else that is going on. I do not blame him at all. But Wacky's got instantly denied off the bomb by Ewan, right? The last thing you expect is for another guy to drop another smoke and get straight back on that bomb. So well played by Swansea there, especially because they were low HP as well. Really good utility as well. Can I just point out again, another flash to get Ewan off the angle initially on long. I can't remember who threw that because there's just so much going on right now. But it's just these little micro kind of decisions in really stressful moments as well, like retakes that are potentially for map point. That's just really good to see. And Adam nearly takes out Arrow early into the round as well. It's just, everything's going on, Hanno. I can't keep up anymore.
It is a difficult one to do as there's a lot of stuff happening across the map. Both these teams are, you know, they're not exactly super passive in many of these positions. As Bournemouth start to stack up towards this B site, they've completely left A, and Merlin is walking up. He should spot it. So the X are going to come out, the smoke going to come in onto Heaven, onto CT, and Wacky finds the Ewan finds the opening. Wacky finds a second, finds another kill for himself, and Adam walks onto site, taking him down. 3 versus 2. These trades just not going in the way of Swansea at all here, as Arrow going to be trying to find something through the smoke ladder. Sitting on top of the bomb here, might not expect it. Europe going to swing out to find Arrow, but he just gets behind the wall here. Adam finds a kill, so it's just Arrow. We've seen him in this position before. It's going to be a difficult one as he's searching for these T-side players, but he's not going to be able to find him. Adam picks him off. And we're going to second over.
What's going on? You see Wacky Zip on that little drain right at the back of water. I mean, lots of teams have different names for it. I know it as Giraffe, so we're gonna call it Giraffe. He's just out there. He's got a little pixel angle. He finds 2 quick kills. He then nearly dinks and nearly kills the other guy, Monster. And then suddenly Bournemouth trade back onto the bomb site, make it a 3-on-2 or whatever it was, and then just convert the round. Like, it's just absolutely crazy, Hanno. This is incredible. What a first half of OT. And it looks like now Bournemouth are they're reverting back to what worked for them, and this is what I like to see. They're taking the toilets control, they're taking the long control. Adam with this fight onto Arrow again, doesn't win it out this time. Full blind, Arrow will take out Adam.
I would be very unhappy with myself if I'd been killed by a blind AWPer there, but I suppose it's to be expected. That position, probably one of the more common ones on this map, to die to that kind of a play.
I don't think we can say anything's expected right now, Hanno. Like, everything is just everything you expect to happen. You can see it kind of unfolding on the mini map, right? You're just like, okay, this is fine. They're gonna enter a bomb site. They're facing 3 people. The trades go the way of one team, and then one guy has a standout moment and just kills everyone. What a flick by Rob!
Was expecting it. Arrow did that just the previous round, I think, or whatever.
You're right.
And then, but Merlin walks up. He's not afraid that he just lost a player, and he's able to get 2 quick kills. Picks up the AK. His ammo is completely refreshed by swapping gun there, and Ewan and Ladder, to root this player on the toilets. Ladder's fighting and he goes down to Wacky. Ewan does find Merlin finally, but a 1 versus 3 is currently in place, and it looks like Swansea going to start off the second OT strong. They have 2 mollies still left. He doesn't spot Wacky behind the truck there. Checks him, clears him. Fornes playing a cheeky angle there, and Ewan goes down. The flank not needed.
We literally speak about unpredictability. And then Rob catches the only thing that's been kind of semi-present. In fact, the Arrow's walking on top of the dice, and then Merlin gets really close to this smoke and just kills 2 of them. Like, I'm really liking these on-the-fly, just kind of adjustments from both teams, just kind of trying to figure each other out. And we're now, kind of entering into this second OT, 1918 for Swansea, and it's the CT side that was so prevalent for them. And now Bournemouth have thrown in a fast Heaven smoke, a fast flash, and it looks like they're going to split up short. Swansea 3 players now onto this B bomb site. But these
the players are already through. Adam with a quick trade after Wright falls. Wacky with another, looking for more. The molly is down. He can't step into the ladder. Gonna look for him, but the player on barrels just takes down Adam. He was not ready for that. 1 versus 2. What can Ladder do? He spots the player. He's going to go and try and plant this. The players aren't actually close. If he swings out, and Arrow's just holding it the whole time. Swansea 2 rounds here. Bournemouth, they actually could be looking to lose out on overpass here. That's a strong lead on this OT.
Yeah, let's not count our chickens yet, Hanno. We've said this before, I don't know how many times in this game. you know, but Swansea have strung 2 consecutive rounds together. I'm not sure if we've had that for a while. We might have done. I'm sorry for the people watching at home, but my brain can't comprehend. What a shot
Rob
by
again,
Rob.
taking down Aerostratus as he falls quite often now to Rob here with the orb. It's just working out for Bournemouth, although the rounds don't seem to be quite going their way.
And I like this from Swansea. It's literally they you know, Aero has just gone down in mid, and then a flash through for Hazard, and he's got all of B control. He's aware. Vornes is now the one playing up close. Will get traded out by Ewan, and this is better from Bournemouth. This is what they need to do. Wacky, though, on the truck, will only get 1. Now to this 2v3, Hanno. Both players on the flank.
Somehow Merlin doesn't land their kill onto the planter there, and Ewan going to be able to take him down. 2 versus 1. Hazard in toilets. He finds Ewan, was not ready.
Look at Ray. Ray's
all.
behind him.
Oh, this could be huge. Ray, yet again, in just the right position to clutch out around the bomb. With the flash going out, Hazard actually walks off the bomb. He now knows the Ray's behind him, spamming him, and he takes it down and goes for the defuse.
Well played.
Ray got, unfortunately for him, he was not, well, he was outplayed. Out-mind gamed, unfortunately, by Hazard here. You have to spam that, because if the player is just sitting on that bomb, what other opportunity do you have? And then Hazard tweets out why.
That's what they've been doing as well, Hanno. That's what they've been doing as well. We've seen a few times in this game smoke diffuses, and it's just this. You rightly said it's this mind game of just getting actually off the bomb, appearing from the other side of the smoke. Put Swansea with a flawless CT half. The first time one of these teams managed to do this in OT. And, you know, Bournemouth have it all to do. They need all 3 rounds cleanly on this CT side. Money's going to be ever present if it does go the distance for this Bournemouth team. They need to mitigate their losses early. They need to win clean rounds here. Otherwise, it looks like Swansea might pick this one up on Bournemouth's map pick. Lest we forget.
With a starting pick, that's good for Bournemouth. Again, Rob has delivered almost every round. He's found a pick for his team. He does go down, unfortunately, there. He probably stayed a little bit too far forward there, but he's been able to get these picks, and it's just been Bournemouth in the mid-round not being able to convert it into any kind of round wins. Adam Stroud there going to get the kill and then fall himself. 3 versus 3. Vornes might be able to actually lurk out short here. He hears the player jumping. He might not have spotted him.
That isn't a good off angle though to counter this. We'll actually fall back to this water position, which they've been known to play, and Ray will actually catch out Vornes, so now it's a 2 versus 3. The bomb's all the way in spawn.
There's plenty of time. 45 seconds left though.
That's true.
Swansea is actually on match point, if I understand. Yeah, Swansea
that's right.
is on match point.
Yep.
I should have outlined this earlier. This round is crucial. 2 versus 3. It could go either way very easily.
Yeah, as I was mentioning just before, Bournemouth need to win all of these rounds flawlessly and need to win them cleanly as well, because the money will play a factor later on. If it does get like 21-20, for example, and they've been losing players, but that's a really good, you know, kind of opening to this kind of ending of this round. But Merlin will trade back and Ray will clean up. But the money's okay now. 21-19. They need
Bournemouth
2 more, Bournemouth.
Yeah, the next 2 forces a triple OT, and then they can start thinking about winning this game. But Bournemouth, I think Bournemouth's been in a very similar situation before, Brandon. I recall a certain Team 4 game we played against these guys. We went to triple OT, I think it was, and or maybe it was just double. And Bournemouth choked at the end there. It's just it's something they've struggled with before. Maybe in this game they can pull it out as the Swansea side. Well, they've looked pretty beatable here. A lot of these rounds that Bournemouth's been, they've been finding the picks. Bournemouth been finding the openings. It's just actually getting those rounds under the belt and holding off the aggression when it comes to those site takes is what they need to really improve.
Oh dear, sorry, I don't mean to laugh there. I just heard the Krieg as you were talking, and Rob will pick up
with
dude. I don't know if you saw that on the mini map, but that was really close shotgun AWPing on long toilets. He's got to be aware that Hazard is here, can hear him stomping about. Will get the trade onto Rob, who's been a thorn in Swansea's side this entire game. I think all the Bournemouth players have, really. I mean, what more can you ask for? Back and forth, and this is the first map of a potential best of 3, Haddo.
Yeah, I mean, it quite often happens that when you have a first map as close as this, the teams are so exhausted coming out of this game that the second and third game might not be as exciting. But the Bournemouth retake's coming on out. Swansea's not going to be winning this game just yet. It's just down to a 1v1. Wacky, he has the HP on his own. He just spotted the head, and he takes it
Wild
down.
shot.
Swansea clutch it out 22 and 19. Double OT. Bournemouth Fools.
And you can see
The
the chat
first
there,
map
Hanno.
gonna go the way of Swansea.
You can see in the chat there, Hanno. We're going to Vertigo for the next
We
map.
are.
Another exciting. As we come back onto cams here, I am absolutely exhausted from casting that one. What a back and forth game. Wow, we're
Absolute
swapping to
banger.
Vertigo, right? Vertigo, again, a classic map. We're going to talk about more, you know, in just a little bit. We're going to give these players a little bit of a break. I'm going to go lie down
We're going to take a
for a
break.
little bit.
Need a breather. That was
Yeah.
an absolute stomper of a game. So thank you, everybody, for watching. We will be back probably in about 10 or so minutes for the second map, depending on how long the players obviously need to get into the server and set up again and have a short break. But thank you very much for watching, everyone. We'll be back very, very shortly. Stay around, and we'll see you at the second map.
Like you, be strong to hold the powers of the sun. To dream, believe in strength. Now I'm the only one, only one. I was an ordinary boy until I broke the rules. My life destroyed, life destroyed. Until I walk awake, scream my mind, I shout, the ground shakes. How much can I take? My mind will break. Will it break? Can I take? Can I be your superhero? Superhero. Can I be your superhero? Superhero. 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 Fly away. It's the first time of today. Today. To dream, believe. You are the strength, you're all I need. Need. Oh, gonna give it a shot. Only one of me to shield you all from the enemy. You're a superhero. get you one more time. I really wanna cross the line. I do it all before I die. I wanna get it on tonight. I wanna get you one more time. I really wanna cross the line. I wanna get you one more time, one more time, one more time, one more time. I want it one more time. I really need to make it right. Energy, I overdose. Cause I'm ready to reload. I need it one more time. But baby, then again twice. But I don't know if I'm ready to let go. I'm gonna have you one more time. I'm gonna hit it one more night with you. With you. I am committed cause I know it's you I want. Hope I never see you go home. I'll come along. I'm gonna have you one more time. I'm gonna have you one more night. I wanna get you one more time. I really wanna cross the line. I do it all before I die. I wanna get it on tonight. I wanna get you one more time. I really wanna cross the line. I wanna get you one more time, one more time, one more time, one more time. Ooh, this time I wanna take it slow. I don't need my phone. I know how to picture in my mind the nights with you. I'm ready to enjoy the ride. I don't wanna die, but I could die in your arms. Cause I don't need to live forever. Cause I don't. I wanna get you one more time. I really wanna cross the line. I do it all before I die. I wanna get it on tonight. I wanna get you one more time. I really wanna cross the line. I wanna get you one more time, one more time, one more time, one more time. And every way you keep me started a fire, now then left going deep, baby. I'll be right back and see you just one more time. I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days. Sometimes I can't tell if my body belongs to me. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. consumption. Devils hide behind redemption. Honesty is a one-way gate to hell. I want to taste consumption. Breathe faster to waste oxygen. Hear the children sing aloud. It's music till the wick burns out. Just wanna be carefree lately, yeah. Just kicking up daisies. Got one too many quarters in my pockets. Counting like the four-leaf clovers in my locket. Untied laces, yeah. Just tripping on daydreams. Got dirty little lullabies playing on repeat. Might as well just ride around the nursery and count sheep.
Find your way into this wonderland. Cross the maze, the dark, the innocent. Chase the faith, the thrill, the heaven sent. I got you wild upside down. The labyrinth will guide you far away to a place where senses will decay. Your ghost and mind will shadow play. I got you wild upside down. Upside down. Find your way into this wonderland. Cross the maze, the dark, the innocent. Chase the faith, the thrill, the heaven sent. I got you wild upside down. The labyrinth will guide you far away to a place where senses will decay. Your ghost and mind will shadow play. I got you wild upside down. Upside down.
Welcome back, guys. We're actually going to get straight into this one here. No time for face cams. We just want to bring you straight back into the action. Bournemouth versus Swansea. Bournemouth on that CT side. This is Swansea's map pick, and all the frags are coming in quick succession as Swansea try to split it towards this B-bomb site. And then, as I say that again, back and forth. We cannot predict this series. You know, Bournemouth on this retake now, 3 versus 2. Hazard playing in towards kind of the Tetris area, but he will be taken down with a combination of Rob and Ewan. That duo back at it again, early for Bournemouth, straight away, and then we're picking up the pistol in this vertigo. Wow, that was a really quick start. Well, welcome back, guys. This is the second game, map 2 of potentially 3 of this grand final of SouthLAnder, Bournemouth versus Swansea. If you've just joined us, Swansea did pick up Bournemouth's map pick of Overpass, you know, in this double OT, and now we are getting straight back into it. Bournemouth have 4 sport, Swansea have 4 sport, because they did lose the round, but they did plant the bomb. Arrow on a Galil, we've got an AK, and aggression in mid, actually, on Adam, as he will find the first kill onto Vornes. and will get traded out by Wacky. And it's very competitive here already. Early doors, this is what we want to see. We want to see a good series and a good showing from Bournemouth. We want to see 3 maps here. This is... wow. This is all so hectic already. This is perfect Counter-Strike for us to watch and observe. Not so much analyze, but it's not always about that. As Swansea are now coming into this A bomb site. It looks like the SMGs of Ray. And who else is with him? Ewan. Doing some work, but Merlin with an SMG of his own. But Ewan a quick 2 frags onto Arrow and Hazard. Leaves it into a 3 versus 2. Good retake ability for Bournemouth, as they will find another kill as well. Ray onto Merlin, all left onto Wacky now. He does have an AK. We'll find the second guy, and Ewan down to 8 HP, and with a kit, will pick up the round. And there's now a tech pause coming in, and I could breathe a sigh of relief, as this match was just quite incredibly hectic. Hanno,
I would like to
kicking
apologize.
off.
I did not realize how quickly I needed to be. Sorry. Brandon, run me down. What the hell?
Okay. Well,
Why are there only 4 players on Bournemouth's side?
well, we're just taking a tactical. It's okay. Don't worry. Rob's just dropped out. He's just gone to, I think, probably plug his internet back in. And all that happened is I'll run you down very briefly. There was a pistol round. Swansea split over mid and into the B bomb site. There were 3 quick kills coming out from Bournemouth early. I was about to wrap up and say, wow, what a good pistol from Bournemouth. This is great. And then, you know, it was back and forth again into this fight of 2 versus 3. Bomb was planted on the B bomb site, and then Ewan and Rob picked up the kills onto Tetris, and Default picked up the round. And then Swansea full sport, they took control back. They tried to fight in towards middle. They were met with Adams MP9. There was trades back and forth. Wacky was on low HP and then picked up a 3K. Ewan was left on 8 HP with the defuse. And I'm out of breath. This is
Can our producer just repeat what he just said?
Yes.
Cool. Right. Thank you, Mr. Producer. I don't know if the stream can hear you. That's why I'm saying that.
That's fine. We are just again in this we're in this quick tech pause now.
Yeah, it looks like he had an issue where he could only see people when they were like through walls or something. So we will see. we will see why that was.
Yeah.
Hopefully but
yeah. Hopefully we can get that fixed. We're gonna swap over to our lovely faces. I'm slightly out of breath, Hanno. That was.
We had a wild ride. That
was a wild ride, Hanno. Let's take a step back. Let's take a breath. Let's talk about what is going on, what the implications of this match are, because we're now into the second map. As I did mention it just kind of whilst that second round was going on. You know, Swansea taking Bournemouth's map pick into double OT. We're now moving on to Vertigo, which is Swansea's map pick. Bournemouth have picked CT side. Vertigo, kind of T-sided, I would argue.
Yeah.
We're gonna see a lot of fights towards this A ramp. We're gonna see Swansea. What they do is they leave one guy late mid for a lurk as well, and then you're gonna see kind of an lots of A pressure, lots of utility, early trades, lots of fighting, lots of chaos. And this is what we've come to expect out of this series already, and I'm personally really looking forward to it, Hanno.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to head back into the game now as that player has reconnected. So we have all 10 players on the server, and we're going to begin the third round with Bournemouth a 2-0 lead. You've been telling me some great things about the previous 2 rounds. Let's hope that the rest of them are as well, as you know, Overpass was such a tight map. I'd like Vertigo to be as well, and if we can go to a map 3, well, this final that would just, you know, make it an excellent final. Here we see Hazard taking the fight though with the Mac 10, goes down to Rob, who swings out from the side. He had nobody there to trade him as the smoke was down behind him. That's real bad positioning, I would say, actually, from that Swansea player.
Yeah, he's just got caught a bit unawares there, but it's just kind of. It is Vertigo. Vertigo is chaotic. Vertigo is kind of making sure that you're standing in the correct spots, taking the right engagements, taking that A ramp control. Arrow is on this MP5. I've been questioning the weapon choices of the MP5, but it worked out for Adam on Overpass.
Yeah.
Let's see if Arrow can make it work here.
Do you think he
On
meant to
the
buy
second
it?
side.
Or do you think he just, you know, do you think there's been 2 misbuys? One on Overpass and one here, where they both bought MP5. Oh, Wacky catches out Adam there as, doesn't matter what he had, his head.
We can't say that. I mean, the skin's cool. Like, and no, it's not a misbuy,
It's
Hanno.
good, it's too good! It's OP! No! Volvo, get on it! As, Swansea get the site pretty much for free there. That was a nice kill, I'm gonna say, from Arrow.
Yeah, it's just that MP9 completely ripping the bomb site. Sorry, MP5 completely ripping the bomb site apart. I'm just not used to seeing it. And then we've now got this retake coming in again. Bournemouth is burning. It's now a 2v2. It was a 4v2, Hanno, literally 2 seconds ago. We're going to see this boost coming out. Merlin's going to be put on there
They're
with an
making
AK.
a lot of noise. They are making a lot of noise with that jump, though, and have they failed it? Are they not going for it, or...?
I think you're right. I think it was because of the noise. They just kind of cancelled the boost. We're going to get a smoke on the bomb. And that molly
Merlin's got to
impactful.
find him. He's spraying the wrong side. Oh, Merlin, that's so unfortunate. He does get the kill, but... Yeah, I mean... Perfect positioning from the diffuser there to stand as close behind Triple as they could while still defusing default. So well played. And Bournemouth, they're going to keep their win streak up, Brandon. It's pretty good to see here on, well, I'm not actually sure if Bournemouth has Vertigo as one of their map picks, but in the vetoes I've done against them, it has never appeared. So we'll see if they can keep up this confidence as well here on Vertigo. As the fight comes out, Merlin takes down Ryan. Swansea with an early advantage.
Yeah, nice mid-aggression coming out of Adam. Gets down that ladder early. Will be traded out by Vornes, but leaves him honest on 13 points of health. As this ramp control is now Swansea's. Yeah, I'm not too sure, going back into what you just said, I'm not too sure if Bournemouth do play it. I know that Swansea definitely do. Rob on a little off angle towards short here. Will it pay out for him? It will. He will get one big trade. Instantly traded by Vornes. But Ewan will then hit a really nice spray transfer now. And it will be left onto Wacky Zip in just 1 versus 2. Make that a 1v1. Now Ladder with it all to do in towards this elevator position, more towards the CT side. Or he's on the flank, because this map is so confusing because we've got the verticality elements.
Yeah.
My bad, Hanno. He was on the flank, and Wacky was privy to that. I wasn't. And touched around. Thank God he's playing and I'm not.
Yeah, well, phew, yeah. Now, Wacky did well there. 6 kills for him so far in just these 4 rounds, so he's doing well. But actually, the Bournemouth side, Ewan, with 8 kills in just 4 rounds, he's been doing work so far this game. Swansea, obviously, a map up at this point. Bournemouth, they've got to at least win this map, force it to the next map, to force that best of 3 final, and take a win here. So Swansea, they have an inherent advantage in this game, and Rye, he's getting spammed through that metal and he's taking no damage. They changed it from very stiff wood very recently, and Wacky, they're able to swing out behind that volley, get to Vornes watching for the flank, takes down Ladder. The Bournemouth players, they're not sneaky enough.
Yeah, it's become very apparent in the first kind of 4 rounds of this game that Bournemouth are looking to kind of exploit mid and exploit the fast flank potential. And it's resulted in Vornes being aware of it, kind of taking out, in this round he took out Adam. I believe it was him anyway, just kind of tucked in towards the smoke, and then he killed the flank player as well. So yeah, Swansea already aware of the early Bournemouth aggression. Bournemouth are going to need to kind of, again, it comes back to this overpass CT side we saw in the first half, where you can take and you can be aggressive on areas of the map, and especially more so in Vertigo, but it's about the timing of when you want to push in. As we see kind of all these exchanges coming out early, and it is favouring Swansea because they are on these pistols, but they are on these AKs against the pistols. But Hanno, they are completely aware of this fast play that Bournemouth are throwing in.
Yeah, there's no surprise to Swansea here. They're able to react, able to shut down that push. And Vornes, unless he falls here to an unfortunate double headshot. Oh no, Vornes, you've got to clear that corner, please. He hits the shot, but bit of a play there that happened. Somehow Rob did not get the kill. Bournemouth dies without a single kill this round. Vornes with 3 eco frags to his name, potentially challenging Adam Stroud for the title of eco fragger of the final. You know, so it's big title.
Yeah, Vornes starting off the game well here. Wacky Zip as well, 10 kills and 8 kills apiece. As we kind of see, you know, more upgraded pistols. Bournemouth need to kind of keep their economy up a little bit. I like the fact that they're stacking more towards this A ramp. They're all grouped together on this pistol for once. They're kind of fighting together as a team, trying to hit these trades. And they need to get some kills here. They need to take some guns away from Swansea, because look at the money on the T side. Obviously already favourable. What a flashbang.
Oh, Adam, he does get one. How is he still alive here? His team's trying to back him up, but they're so slow. Blacky's managed to make it, and with a triple spray down, he secures the round. It looked like Adam had the right idea there, going through with a flash, catching all 3 players with it, and only managing to get one. You know, unfortunately, didn't quite land the second shot on the player he dinked for quite a while, but his team should have been closer, I think, able to back him up, and they could have got 3 kills.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. It's just unfortunate the fact he was on a PT-50 and not like an upgraded gun, because then you would have seen definitely, almost certainly a multi-kill. Oh, I like this from Hazard. Just early flashes towards that A bomb site to kind of flash out a Bournemouth player in towards Arrow's peak. But on the other side of the map, there is an AWP peak, but it's the way of Bournemouth. Will be traded out by Wacky, as he will follow up on a hot start in this game onto Adam. And the B bomb site is Swansea's, Hanno.
Yeah, they do have 4 players on the bomb site now. Vornes takes a bit of damage from that nade, but Bournemouth might actually choose to go with a save here. Their money is really, really poor. Adam and Rye might be able to drop some guns. Pick up some guns to replace the 2 they've lost this round, but saving that AWP might be really worth it here.
Yeah, for sure. And as you've rightly mentioned, the money is not good for Bournemouth. They need to know when to cut their losses, put their tail in between their legs, and just run away. Urob gives some nice damage here onto Hazard. They need to be saving this money, and they are, which is really good. 3 guns into the next round for Bournemouth. Drops can be, you know, ascertained towards ladder. Adam can buy himself. Utility can be repurchased, and we can have another full gun round here for Bournemouth.
It's good to see their economy management is doing well here in this game. They are 2 rounds down now after, you know, Swansea has now picked up 5 in a row. Their Vertigo, you know, performance starting to appear from this Swansea side. A lot of aggression towards this ramp in every single round we've seen so far. There's just so much pressure from both sides. The smoke preventing any kind of kills so far.
Yeah, and to everyone watching at home, this is what you're going to see. You're going to see a lot of this early A fight from both teams, because it's the most highly contested point on the map. What Swansea like to do, though, is they like to go for these late B takes and then a full execute. They'll drop smokes either side of this big generator, and they'll go for these boosts. Have already tried it earlier in the round with Merlin. Maybe Auto Director will catch it in a second. Here we go. Ooh. Ladder dropped very low onto 6 HP. The nade doesn't find the mark either.
Did 1 damage.
No.
Don't know how that managed to happen.
But despite his HP disadvantage, he's got the info for Bournemouth that there are at least 2 players towards this B bomb site. But is that where Swansea's going? I don't believe so, Hanno, as they look towards A. And then Fornes again just walks up B as I say that. I can't call it, can you?
He gets 2 kills for that. That's outrageous. Bournemouth should be shutting that down much faster. Vornes able to just walk on in, take a double kill, and that's Bournemouth on the back foot. Yet again, they're going to be three players for 5. Wacky makes that 2 for 5. Ewan does get the trade. It's a bit more even, but the flanks coming in from everywhere from Swansea. Hazard does go down. Arrow's watching the corner, lands the shot. That's a good one from him. Stellar AWP we have here on this Swansea side. It's just right. We've seen some big players from him before, but it looks like this round will not be one of them. It's a 1v3, bomb down with not much time left. He should be opting. Goes down, unfortunately, unable to do any damage to this T economy. And Swansea with a pretty healthy lead on this T side. Now we expect obviously the T's to do quite well here on Vertigo. So I think you were saying earlier that it's, you know, sort of a T-sided map to an extent.
Yeah, for sure.
For good level teams. So we're hoping that Swansea can keep up this lead, and well, we don't have a repeat of Overpass, let's say, where we have a 9-0 just go to a 12-9, which is I mean, I don't know how to explain the change there really.
No, but I like this sort of, well, I did like this setup for Bournemouth. It's you're taking a more reserved, patient approach to the game. You know you can win these rounds out against Swansea, as evidenced on Overpass. And whilst this isn't your map pick, you can be confident in the fact that you brought it close on Overpass. They're taking this Deagle approach so they can buy full, have the full utility, can take the full control, which is so important on a map like Vertigo, where you need to restrict options and just kind of get the T's into narrow choke points. And yeah, this round's almost expected, which, I mean, I say that lightly because of what's been happening in the first series, but it's likely just because of the guns, Hanno. But now on this full buy, we need to see this A fight coming in for Bournemouth.
Yeah. No, Bournemouth, they definitely have the capability here to play Vertigo. I think even if it's not one of their maps that they often play, they're a solid team. And I think they're just getting called out by a couple of these sneaky plays from Swansea. Like, I mean, just sending Vornes in a walk onto that B site is... I mean, you're not going to expect it. You're going to expect some kind of utility to come out onto B before this player just walks on in. And Bournemouth are going to have to adapt to that. And hopefully they can do that before this game runs too far away from them.
Yeah, for sure. But let's just take a step back here. We got to remember what happened on Overpass, and that was a really strong early dominant side of T Counter-Strike from Swansea, and then Bournemouth came back, and then they dominated for a long period of that mid portion and towards the end of the game. So, you know, we're 7-3. We're still competitive here. Vertigo, as we've mentioned a few times now, is T-sided. 6-7 rounds for Bournemouth here would be perfect to set them up for success going into this T-side. Ladder has full B control because he's got that AWP. And we can see that they've also got A, which kind of restricts Swansea to going for a mid approach, which Adam is currently holding. Will he find the kill, Hanno?
I reckon he finds one. I've got faith in the Shroud here. He has smoked them off to prevent it, but risky plays using all this util. Again, this A ramp, like, there's so much towards it and nothing ever happens. It's either just a full T rush and they win it, or they just sit there and then go B. So far.
Is that double sandbags out the CT side? I don't think you see that on the map.
It looks like it is. That's an interesting strategy. A nice you know, adaptation from Bournemouth just to try and surprise Swansea. Because it looks like Swansea knows what's going on here on this map. They molly it and Rye goes down. The other has escaped. I believe that to be
It was Rob, I think.
Rob,
I think it was Rob.
On the left-hand side. It looks like Swansea is going in for B again. Ladder does find the kill. Adam only able to get one. Ladder holding the angle, gets one. Looking for another. Ewan's got the second. There's just one player left for Swansea. 8 HP to his name. He has taken Ladder down to the same number, but Rob has had time to rotate that. Molly going nowhere, but Ewan gonna molly site. Has he's 2 HP, dies in the molly, and yeah, Bournemouth able to pick up a round.
Yeah, I think Rob was trying to bounce the molly off the little girder, and unfortunately
Yeah,
his
just-
jump was just
yeah.
slightly off the mark. But I really like that play from Bournemouth. It's just
Very nice.
you've got the ramp control. Yes, you've been mollied out of sandbags, but you know that there isn't too much pressure over there, and that means that you can rotate people early over towards the B bomb site, and it means you can be ready and stacked towards the bomb site that Swansea are going to attack. That's exactly what happens. The trades go their way. They've got utility to kind of deny into the late stages of the round, and it results in their win. That's what we need to see from them, Hanno. It's just more and more kind of restricting the T's into a certain avenue of attack. That way it works onto B. Let's see what happens in this round.
We're trying to get an angle onto headshot there, but not going to find anything. They are spamming through the walls, but those metal walls it's just too much to really spam and look for a kill there. You can do a little bit of damage, you know, reduce someone to a one-shot headshot, but that's all you're really going to find. A lot of shots going wide here as everyone's spamming smokes. Merlin opens up with the first kill. That is Rob down onto this site. Ewan's going to try and get into the position. Merlin's not going to expect him. Goes down. Good flash there. Team flashing even. Rye gets another one. Ewan does go down, but Adam trades 1 for 1.
Nice shot.
Right, last man alive on this site. Ladder is now here with the AWP, but Vornes only with 6 HP. He has to try and root out this carry from Overpass. Rye tucking in underneath headshot. And Vornes gonna get caught out. Right, big kill there, triple kill for him there, holding that A site like a beast. And Bournemouth, These scores getting more into line.
Yeah, for sure. Literally mirroring Overpass, like the way it laid out right now. Ray, another classic moment from him. Another 3 kills in the bomb site. He's anchoring. He's come to play today, and that's only going to do Bournemouth a world of good right now. Hazard again with these early flashes. If anyone's not really aware what's going on, he's basically blinding anyone that's kind of taking a fight towards kind of the downstairs bit of the ramp for the CTs, and it enables his AWPer and Arrow to kind of get positioned up on the angle more favorably. As we will get naded down actually to 4 points of health, just chilling on those sandbags. Yeah, I think the spam's more of a deterrent for the CTs trying to boost up rather than actually to do any substantial damage. This grenade might though, but there is no one home on the Bournemouth side. Kind of stacked up towards that goblin position.
He managed to throw that through the window, actually, into elevators, it looks like. But the molly's coming out on the site. The execute should be following up. The AWP shot goes wide. Rob forced off to the back of sight, and it looks like Swansea have a lot of control here. The smoke's at the back, the mollies as well, preventing... The plant does actually manage to go down. The mollies just weren't quite right on site, and Rai catches out Hazard.
Yeah, it's just this utility, this kind of overwhelm that Swansea are kind of putting into play right now, but with Adam on the flank, this makes things more complicated.
Vornes is going to try and look for something. Only Ewan there up in heaven. Vornes misses the shot, doesn't find him. Wacky does get at one. Vornes finally finds a kill onto Ewan, but it took him far, far too long. And one of the CT should be going onto the bomb, surely. I can't tell. There we go, Rob does go down. Wacky swings out. Really tough situation actually there for Bournemouth. The amount of utility that Swansea was able to drop onto A because they got that ramp control was very, very scary. And there wasn't really much Bournemouth could do. They threw some mollies on the side to try and prevent the plant, but they weren't quite in the right position, which meant Swansea was able to get the plant, go into off-plant positions, and there wasn't much Bournemouth could do.
Yeah, they had good... Bournemouth actually has some really good flashes to kind of counter the ramp push, but they didn't send anyone with it, which is quite troublesome because you kind of need people to capitalize off of the flashbangs that you're throwing. But Swansea, once they get into that position, you're right, smokes, mollies, flashes, get them completely out of the bomb site. And once you get the bomb plant kind of onto the A bomb site, it's so difficult for the CTs to retake, as we're just kind of talking over this Deagle round that's being cleaned up quite competently by Wacky. Only one player left into
3
Rai.
kills for him.
Yeah. I don't expect too much to come of this. Maybe a gun being taken away. Hopefully it can be saved over to the next round for Bournemouth. But
I mean,
that will be...
5-7 is... It's lethal. You know, right. Ray's a good player. I'm sure he can find a kill somewhere here, but he's not going to be presented with a chance that it looks like. He's going to be trying to walk up mid, actually. He might be able to catch Arrow, and he does. A nice headshot clean there. Turns around, gets another one, looking for the third. 3 players hunting him down, and he does fall. For a second, for a split second, I saw him hitting 2 more headshots and going mad, but not today.
That's right, he's put on a show for the stream. Really nice. And Rob's bought an auto. Okay. Well, I guess we're at that stage. Last round of the half.
Yeah.
And we've got all these Deagles kind of raining down. All the Zeuses. These players are having a lot of fun here. And it looks like Ray's going to be taking an early fight towards the ramp. This is what I like, kind of getting aggressive. We'll find the kill onto Arrow. He needs to get out and escape now, which he looks like he is. Rob posted up onto the catwalk, tucked in onto just behind the girder, so the T's can't see him. Adam's also pushed in down Hanno, and it's now a 5v3 for Bournemouth.
Hazard gets a trade in though, as that's 1 player down for Bournemouth. That 5v3 is a 4v3. And although the Swansea HP isn't looking too bad, you've still got Vornes, Wacky, and Hazard. These guys have all popped off at separate parts in this and the Overpass game, and I have no doubt that this 3v4 is very, very doable. Vornes there dropped very low by that grenade. He has the bomb in hand, and actually, look at that money on the Vornes and Wacky. That's insane how much they've managed to accrue. Right, does find Hazard there, and Adam with the timing catch onto Vornes. I've heard Adam refer to Vornes as an absolute timing rat. He's able to find these timings seemingly out of nowhere. He does go down there, but it's still a 3v1, and Wacky's he's going to be hard pressed to convert this round for Swansea.
Yeah, it looks like we'll be seeing the 6th for Bournemouth, which is very competitive, especially on the CT side.
Exactly
but Wacky, Yeah, for sure. But Wacky's walking in behind maybe Ewan. Can't quite tell if he's looking at it. We'll hear the footsteps. We'll get taken down. And now it needs to isolate this AWPer in ladder, but nice shot there. 9-6 for Swansea, lead into this second half.
This is where Swansea were in Overpass, though. They were 3 rounds up at half time, and then they proceeded to have a very difficult second half where Bournemouth was able to take them to overtime.
Look at Wacky Zip, Hanno, 24-7.
Oh my gosh, this guy's having the game of his life. I didn't even catch on earlier. His ADR currently sitting at 137. He is on another level compared to everyone else in this server. Now, one thing I do want to point out, you may not have noticed, but Hazza has currently flashed 43 enemies. The next closest would be Ewan with 15.
Oh, wow.
43 people flashed by Hazard. That's basically his entire team's kills have just been found by flashing everybody off. Obviously, these A flashes are very, very effective. They must be catching up every time.
I'll tell you where that's come from, Hanno, though. And that's come from literally right at the start of the round. He stands on those stairs inside spawn. You see Rob looking at them now, and he's just pinging those flashes over A. And yeah, 43. That's crazy. Yeah, we're heading into this pause now. I'm not really too sure what is going on, but if you got any predictions to the pistol, Hanno, I'd quite like to see kind of a mid split to be kind of similar to what Swansea did to Bournemouth. It's a really effective pistol because it limits the range of the Glocks onto the USPs, especially on these long sight lines like ramp and B stairs, where the USP is definitely more favored than the Glocks.
Yeah, I mean, again, I would love to see Bournemouth come out swinging with a beautiful T pistol here, because evening up the scoreline would be a lot simpler if they could do it straight off the bat than much later when the pressure starts to mount. And they do have, well, they have a molly and a smoke, so I'm not sure entirely what they're going to do with them. If they do decide to go with that mid split that you were saying, they could smoke off elevator and then get on through. Potentially up into heaven, use that molly to keep the CTs from pushing through from CT, or maybe drop it onto default on B to help those players there get up onto site. So it will be interesting to see what they do with it. Quite like to see what Ewan has up his sleeve with that utility. Whereas the other side, in fact, the CTs haven't even bought a kit here. I suppose the rotates on Vertigo are rather quick, so they might not need it. Just 5 bits of armor for those Swansea players.
Yeah, seeing the information that we see, I kind of hope that Ewan holds on to his molly for the after plant, because 10-second defuse plus molly equals not a good time for the Swansea boys. So yeah, hopefully, sorry for the delay, folks. Hopefully we can get back into this really soon. But just a reminder that this is the second map in a best of 3 series. Bournemouth need to win this one, Hanno, to bring it to a 3rd map in the series, and to stop Swansea being crowned back-to-back SouthLAnder winners.
That is true. Swansea were the winners of the previous SouthLAnder. They had a incredibly strong team last year, and perhaps a few friendly names. I can't actually remember exactly who was on the team last year. I believe it was Hazard as well, as he came to the live final. It was a great day. Swansea did well. We were hoping this year that our revitalized Southampton roster would be enough, but we fell, and we're gonna have to see if Bournemouth can topple this one. Bournemouth, obviously, bit of a rival of Southampton, so maybe we don't want to see them claim the title, but we'll have to wait and see. As being a map down, as you say.
I'll tell you what we do want, Hanno. We want Bournemouth to win this map, and we want it to go to a 3rd, because this has been such a compelling and competitive series of Counter-Strike so far, and it's been especially fitting for this grand final. That's
true. I mean, I don't particularly want both these next games to go on to too much OT, because some of us have to play nil tiebreakers tonight, Brandon, and I'd rather eat some food before that than after. But no, I'm hoping that whatever maps we have left are absolute bangers, and this one's shaping up to be pretty good so far, as a 6-9 scoreline is still pretty close.
Yeah, for sure. It's nothing to be scoffed at, and Bournemouth going onto this favourable T side on Vertigo. Yeah, well, I hope they can convert the pistol, because otherwise it can be more of an uphill battle for them. They need to kind of hit the ground running early on this T side, as it looks like the unpause has actually finally come in. And we are heading into this T pistol now. Finally get to see what Bournemouth have decided to do for us. If we look over at the minimap towards the Swansea side, it looks like a 3-man lean towards A and 2 players. 1 player post up in this heaven position, which is going to be met by 4 angry Bournemouth members with a sole player lurking B. That is Ladder. Early damage onto Merlin. Will he find it?
Doesn't land the headshot though. He did. Looks like he gets pushed from the side as the Bournemouth players, sorry, Swansea players straight through middle. Urub finds a kill onto Hazard. Merlin going to be trying to retake this B stairs position. Bournemouth has the entire of the site. Urub hiding in the corner, managed to find one, looking for the second. Adam helps him out and taking him down. The bomb is of course down, and it is just Wacky here in a 1 versus 4.
Yeah, stand-up performance so far for Swansea on 24. Will he find any more? Not this time, as Ray does find the kill. And it was, you know, actually what I predicted, Hanno. Quick, fast mid-play over towards the B-bomb site. Ladder kind of waiting for, I think it was Merlin to push, because he was aware that the players were coming in mid. Kind of an awkward gunfight. Ladder does actually find one, wastes time on the Swansea retake. And then some really nice trades and team play coming out of Bournemouth. Which now see this forced by just full USPs for Swansea. Again, trying to get the utility so that they can kind of fight ramp more effectively, as that will be prevalent on the CT side of Swansea. And look, all these dinks coming in, Hanno.
Yeah, Wacky's doing some work from this position up here, spamming them down. Rob and Ewan very, very low here. Ooh, Adam gets the kill. Sorry, Urub gets the kill into Vornes, but Adam will drop because of it. He was too low. Rob and Ewan low. Ladder goes down. Ewan finally gets a kill on the opposite side of the map. Right. He's got the gun, and he's got the HP. He's going to have to take on Wacky with his friend Ewan here to try and secure Bournemouth another round. Wacky has 2 kills to his name already. Galil in hand. No armor, unfortunately, so that does mean that this MAC-10 and that AK are going to melt him at the moment they lock eyes. But obviously, there's still a chance here. It looks like Rai is tucked in CT. I don't think Wacky's going to expect this, and Rai gets a free kill. Another huge round from Bournemouth as they pick up their 8th. Starting to head towards equalising here as Swansea's map pick. Well, I was thinking once Bournemouth's map pick was so heavily Swansea favoured at the start and looked such a tight match, but the moment we got to, you know, somewhere where Swansea was comfortable, it would really swing in the other direction and Swansea would start to dominate. But it's not proven out so far. Obviously, Swansea only have just started their CT side really here, so probably a lot more to see.
Yeah, for sure. And one thing I want to just highlight is that was just full USPs for Swansea, and they killed 3 players and then took Ewan down to like 10 HP as well. So without investing anything into the round, they did convert it, which keeps Bournemouth completely honest and keeps them kind of aware of kind of the scale of the vertigo mountain that they have to climb. I mean, money's not so much a factor too much, because if they get the bomb plant down, then it will be okay. Nice molly from Ewan on towards Vornes. We will hear the tick, and we'll be aware of the information. We'll actually be tagged down Vornes towards 13 HP. Ooh. And Adam will take him down too. A nice early ramp control now for Bournemouth. I know, and hopefully they can convert.
Wacky tried to make some plays then to try and even up the player count, but he's going to go down Aerostratus with a frag. That's very, very important. They were 2 players down, now just 1. Backside smoke coming out from Ray. Ewan going to be walking up onto the site. Ladder's making a huge distraction here of B. Spots Hazard in the smoke. That's why you play 16x9, because it's very hard to see that kind of a thing on a 4x3 monitor. As Rob drop another back smoke. Arrow walks through, almost catches 2, but Rob hits the headshot. A little bit of a flick there, and Bournemouth very comfortable sitting here in a 4 versus 1.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, really nice teamwork coming out of Bournemouth there. Really nice distraction onto the B bomb site as well from, I believe it was Ladder. We'll even find the kill as well towards Hazard to kind of make the CTs doubt. I think they were pretty locked in that it was actually going to be the A bomb site hit, but really nice trades. And they're trying to run down the AWP here, trying to take that out of Merlin's hands, which they will. Ray again with
Those
another big
reaction
kill.
speeds
Yeah, for sure.
From Ray, just hitting the shot. Well played from him. And
Oh, we're all tied up.
we are all tied up. 9-9. The last time we saw this, we saw Bournemouth take the lead in 2 or 3 rounds. But, you know, Swansea on Vertigo, they've got to have a few tricks up their sleeves. You know, they've picked this map. This must be their most confident map. The only maps that were banned, I believe, were Mirage and Train. So this was out of the 3 maps that had already been picked, Mirage, Train, and Overpass. This was their most confident. So they've got to have stuff to bring out to, you know, prevent this Bournemouth side from getting too many rounds. They just also need the economy to be able to afford it, which is why this round they've gone for just the pistols, a little bit of armor.
Yeah, definitely going to be difficult for them to get into this one. But we did see it with the USPs, 3 kills and a dink. So maybe with the Deagles, it could be a different story. But Rob instantly legs Vornes, early damage being kind of going the way towards Bournemouth. And then, as I said, that Hazard and Wacky Zip on B and mid will get early kills. Wacky actually able to recover the AK. I doubt... I think it was Hazard will be able to recover it because it was towards like the bottom of B stairs. But now this is looking a bit scary for Bournemouth, Hanno.
It is. It certainly is. The 5v3. I've fallen myself to many pistol, you know, sort of eco rounds like this, and it's pretty crushing when it does. Hazard does go down, but there's still a player advantage. Nope.
Nice.
No, okay, there's a now player disadvantage as Adam Stroud picks off Wacky. Vornes and Arrow, the last 2 players like Adam trying to do work, trying to find Vornes. Arrow does go down the other side of the map, and that was clinical from the Bournemouth side. They shut down those pistols. They lost 2 players at the start, but they managed to find all 5 of those pistols before they could find any guns or do any further damage. Bournemouth,
Yeah, Adam did...
they take the lead in the second half.
Yeah, for sure. Adam did a really good job there, right? Because he completely confused the rotations, and he kept a few players over towards the B bomb side. I think he picked up 3 in total. As we do see this early fight towards the ramp, early utility kind of pouring out from Swansea, but Bournemouth aren't interested. They're all chilling towards B, and trade comes in. Adam will find Hazard after he finds Ladder initially. But this is info for Swansea. They do have, you know, kind of a disadvantage in the fact that trades are T-sided, but they do have map control and the fact that they do have full ramp. And Bournemouth now are just kind of what we talked about earlier. It's completely restricted. They can only go mid and they can only really go B unless they want to retake this A ramp, which will be very difficult to do so. It looks like we are leaning towards mid here, Hanno, with Ray.
Arrow doesn't choose to stay in that mid position. Ray was playing back on the box in a little bit of an offhand. Gonna molly. So Arrow knows he's there, takes a bit of damage and has to fall back. Ray will have heard of the ticks, but gonna choose to fall off himself. And we see Ewan and his team starting to group up on the ramp. They've dropped the bomb. They actually, Cities might have been able to actually hear that. And Adam Stroud gonna come up on ramp, and they are going to be retaking this ramp. B is not an option. They want A. Vornes spots them out, drops the molly. Should be safe here to get away.
Yeah, but look at Wacky behind sandbags as well. Vornes created such a distraction, but Ray will find him. And Adam will also, you know, convert onto Vornes, and suddenly this ramp control was swung back in the way of Bournemouth. Arrow now just left completely alone, with Merlin now grouped up with him. They will take down the bomb. 15 seconds left. Will this convert? I'm not too sure. Bomb being put down.
Big frag from Merlin. He gets the second one as well. What a huge play from Merlin. Goes jumping out through that smoke, sprays wildly at the first, finishes off the second, able to save an AWP, get the defuse. And Swansea, they're going to even up again. They're not letting this be another overpass. Bournemouth is not running away with the game.
Yeah, it was almost really unfortunate for Bournemouth because they got the early picks into the site, and then Arrow was able to find the one player that had the bomb, and with so little time left, they had to kind of scrabble around, pick the bomb back up. As we see some shots coming in on the floor from Merlin, these players are fired up to play against each other. But yeah, I feel like that was just a bit unlucky for Bournemouth, to be completely honest with you. The only player that gets killed is the guy carrying the bomb.
Yeah, unfortunate. Unfortunate indeed. Heading into this next round, though, it looks like a bit of a shaky buy from Swansea. They've had to get a UMP, 2 FAMASs to be able to afford the buy here, and the aggression from Bournemouth that we saw coming out to ramp last round won't be happening at all. They've just got one player, it looks, down there, playing it pretty safe. The rest of them over towards that middle and B position.
Yeah, and that's the Bournemouth's credit, this Swansea economy. It's just, getting some good trades, keeping the rounds close even when they do lose, and that's resulted in this weird kind of quasi-buy, I think people call it, like half-buy for Swansea. It's like you got Famises, UMPs, got an AWP on Arrow, so that's good news, but he will probably be challenging more towards Rob. Let's see where he is with that AWP. He is at elevators, just holding the ramp. So he's playing a more passive approach here, as Ray will open up onto Merlin first, and that's mid-control gathered almost for Bournemouth. I think there is an additional player there, Hanno, but the hit looks to be towards B.
Yeah, Adam Stroud going to pull off another one of his little plays as he walks through the smoke, very much like Vornes did a few rounds ago in the opposite half. Not going to choose to go out just yet, though. They're going to drop a backside smoke, it looks like to me.
Yep.
And Hazard with the UMP to make a play. Sees Ladder, sprays him, but Adam should try and trade him from the side. He's going to hide, gets one kill, can turn and look for the other. Smoke covers him and dies to Wacky. Adam going down to a huge kill for Swansea. 2 players now from Bournemouth towards his A. So the bomb's pulling on back, and we've got the Swansea side rotating in. Arrow tries to peek and goes down, doesn't quite peek wide enough. The molly's stopping the plant for now. The molly has now gone right. Should be able to get the plant on in. Borna's going to push out, trying to deny it as best he can. He does. There's no time. All they have to do is live here, and Rob just about managed it. Ewan gonna go down. Rob survives, keeps the AWP in hand, and wow, a huge round for Swansea as they force out the the Bournemouth planter, and Ryan unfortunately goes down to Vornes, just full sprinting at him.
Yeah, absolutely huge round, and a huge pickup for Vornes. Literally in the dying seconds of the round. A bit undecisive because the trades were going back in the way of Swansea after they got the early picks, and it now leaves this weird fight. You will actually get a Glock kill onto Vornes, and Arrow with it all to do, kind of on top of the balcony with an MP9 with the spray. Will get supported by Wacky, and now a 2v4 for Bournemouth. One of the players is on an AWP in Rob.
For Rob as Merlin goes down. That's one of the bigger fraggers over here for Swansea, going to fall down in a very unfortunate position. 2 players for Swansea over towards the A ramp, and there's absolutely nothing from Bournemouth over there. Both these players, they pretty much have this B site themselves, I believe. As Hazard's actually opted to flank the middle position. This might not work out for them, as the Bournemouth players actually know Rai is playing towards the middle. This could be very unfortunate. The Hazard flank could be detrimental to this Bournemouth roster.
For sure. Look at the bomb as well, Hanno. It's just completely stuck and isolated on an island in this A ramp, completely surrounded by Swansea players. Wacky will even take down Ray, and Dink, Rob, and Hazard will come in with that MP5 flank and find an AWP for his team. 12 to 10 now, looking a little bit more comfortable for Swansea, but Bournemouth still have the economy to keep buying, and buy they will. Mac 10s, Galils, and AKs with full sets of utility. I really hope Bournemouth go for a little bit of a faster play, just kind of explode somewhere quite quickly, Hanno. Like, they need to kind of stamp down and win these 8 fights. Yeah, for sure, right?
Has a bit of early damage there, very low ladder. These 2 players walking up B so quickly. One goes down. Uro actually gets a trade. Arrow looking for more.
Wow.
Hits the shot on Adam as well. These headshots are just appearing in front of him. And Hazard, the lone player towards B here. Teammate gonna come over from mid. They're gonna bunker down on these sites now that it is the 4v2.
Yeah, you're talking about players to step up, and look at this. If you press tab right now, Wacky Zip 32 and 12.
An absolute monster on the Swansea side there, performing hugely on Overpass. He did pretty well, but it wasn't a standout of a game like this. His ADR still high at 135 after 22 rounds. That is mega impressive.
Yeah, for sure. I just thought I'd actually have a look at Hazard's flashes, just as we're kind of approaching the closing stage. No, they've gone up by 2. They've gone up by 2.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I think it was just those initial T-spawn flashes over towards A. I think that was kind of biasing the numbers a little bit, as we have Ray into this 1 versus 3 with it all to do. Merlin is trying to spam him through the smoke. 30 seconds now. I don't know if this is doable. Arrow's wrapping him from short. Oh, this doesn't look too good for Ray. Hanno, I don't know what he's gonna do here.
He might be able to find a gap though. Is that AWPer? If he's posted, won't know. He does. He's looking the right way, and he does have the angle. Doesn't quite find the shot, but they know where Ray is. He's going for the plant. Wasn't a huge amount of time left, and he will drop. As Swansea are getting precariously close to actually clutching out this final and taking the £300 worth of combined prize money. As there's only 3 rounds in it, Brandon, and Bournemouth very close to being knocked down to that second spot. It wouldn't be all bad. They come out with a £50 Amazon voucher, and no one's going to say no to a £50 Amazon voucher. But
No, for sure.
Bournemouth, they want the big money. And to do that, they've got to turn something around here, as Swansea's map pick is starting to fall from their grasp.
But they do want the big money, but they don't have the big money.
They don't
Look
have
Look at the economy, Hanno. Just straight deagles.
It's
All
an
on the Bournemouth
unfortunate
side.
position to be in.
Yeah. We like big money, we like honest money.
Honest money. That's the name of the game over here in SouthLAnder. Big damage on the ladder. 69 HP. Guerrero tries to get through, but Urob is already too close. Looking for Vornes as well. Doesn't quite find him.
Nice nade.
So he drops
Oh,
down.
not a nice nade.
It's down
Did
towards short.
nothing.
No, the Bournemouth side, they're just trying to find stuff, and Ewan does. This could open up A, but he doesn't quite check for Wacky. And 3v3 again.
I just want to highlight, this is what Swansea have done well compared to Bournemouth on their CT side. Yes, we're talking about pistols, but we talk about the overarching picture, and what you're seeing in, time out, is that they're fighting for this A ramp control. And it gives them so much space over the rest of the map, being able to maneuver their players. As kind of Hazard's just kind of waited now. We'll find the last kill onto ladder to make it a 14th, 2 rounds away from final series point. But yeah, it's just this A ramp control, Hanno.
Yeah, the ramp control has been vital this game, and Bournemouth hasn't been able to crack it too often. There's been a few rounds that they've managed it, but it is proving difficult because those CTs, the Swansea CTs, have proven very effective at holding it. Whereas on Bournemouth's side, they sometimes lost a few of those trades towards that position. 3 players starting towards A, as is usual from Swansea. A lot of utility drops, get that smoke down, get some nades in there to try and deny any T presence towards it. Hazard's pushed up a huge amount, and Rob's not expecting it. He's going to drop. Swansea again with the starting pick here on Vertigo, and this could push them to map point.
Yeah, and it's just another case of Bournemouth need to be grouping up here. They need to be trading effectively. More utility damage being kind of undone onto Bournemouth, but Adam will find Vornes, and it's now a 4 versus 4. It's typically
I'm not sure why Vornes tried to push there, though, as they had a player advantage. They didn't need the info at that point. Wacky will also go down. That punishment from Bournemouth is huge, as 2 players from Swansea sacrificed for Vornes' greed.
Yeah, for sure, and this opens up an execute potential onto Bournemouth. Arrow will put down a deny Molotov onto the default plant. Kind of grenades being traded back and forth.
Ray's gonna get the bomb down
for this.
Adam goes down to Arrow. Arrow gets a second, looking for the third, but Rai finally finds him through the smoke. This is the 2 retake. Rai has fallen off the short. Merlin might not expect him. He has got a flash. He's hiding down in headshot. Rai not going to swing him just yet. Where is Hazard? He's going to be walking out here from elevator. Does he check the right-hand corner? He checks it. The Rai's on form. He hits the headshot. Again, his reaction speed coming in clutch. And Ewan going to find Merlin as well, just as he turns. Bournemouth, they're not out yet, even with such a poor round as that one. As it looked like from the start, the punishment from them onto Vornes and Wacky was huge, and is exactly what they need. And that's all thanks to Adam Stroud holding that A ramp so well.
Yeah, for sure. Look what it's done to the economy of Swansea as well. Just deagles, a USP even from Wacky, who is top fragging still. Hazard's just been reduced to this M4, but it looks like it's going to be okay for them initially. Merlin gets away with an extra AK, which is something they didn't have at the start of the round. And now they've just kind of given up mid completely and gone into more of a default 2-2 setup.
Yeah, they also have those 2 deagles on Arrow and Vornes, and although that's not exactly a rifle, it's still incredibly powerful, and they're going to get robbed for free. Bournemouth, you can't be making those mistakes at this stage of the game. The pressure is on, and there's only potentially 2 rounds left in this entire event. That kind of a kill should not be given over. Unfortunate for Bournemouth, but Swansea with a 2-man lead here in this 26th round.
Yeah, we've seen this happen before though, literally on this map with the eco coming up from Swansea. So they go 2 players up, and then Adam has some really good impact and has actually been able to convert the round. So I'm not counting Bournemouth out the round 2 just yet. And as I say that, he finds 2 quick
Oh.
kills. Now left onto Ewan into this 1 versus 2 now, but they do know where he is. And Hazard will convert. And it's now on to series point for Swansea on their map pick. And it's championship point here.
Championship point indeed. Yeah, Bournemouth, they took a little bit of time at the start to get a couple of their players online. Rob and Ladder have not been having such a successful game here. I'm going to put that down to them not being potentially too familiar, really, with Vertigo. You know, it's not one of the maps that we've seen them play all the time, by any stretch of the imagination. So I really think that the Swansea advantage, the home advantage, has proven pretty effective. And Rai, with the first kill here of potentially the last round, Swansea Vornes on 9 HP. Oh, it looks like Swansea's getting greedy as hell, as Bournemouth is able to shut down 2 players, and Vornes only on 9 HP. Bournemouth, they're going to keep the dream alive here as 5 players go charging, or 3 players go charging onto B site, and Swansea in a bit of a tough position here. They might not actually want to rotate because of their money.
No, they won't. Swansea's safe call's already come in. You can see that they haven't moved for at least like 10-15 seconds, and that's the correct call. So you look down the right-hand side, favourite catchphrase is look at the money. Like, it's not great for Swansea, right? Bournemouth done really well in this round here, because all they've done is they've just held for the aggression. Swansea, they've been playing really, really aggressive in the last 2 rounds, and they've been catching Bournemouth off guard. This is what Bournemouth was doing actually on the start of their CT side to Swansea, and they adapted quite well. Now Bournemouth have got their adaptation in on their own on this T side. Just Ladder and Ray also holding the mid and the B pushes. I think Swansea are trying to close out the game early, and Bournemouth are having none of it. Overtime might be potentially on the card, Tano.
Yeah, Bournemouth will have to win 3 rounds in a row. It is doable. They've managed to build a little bit of a smattering of money here. Swansea obviously able to buy up this round, but if they lose this one, Bournemouth will then be able to push it to 14 very easily because of the lack of the money on the CT side, and then that last round will be a gunfight to remember, as both sides might have it. Now obviously, I'm just predicting stuff here that might never happen, as this round could go either way. A lot of investment again on a ramp. We've seen this every round. This seems to be the default from both teams. It's so important to get control. Adam waiting for the mid flank. On such an important round like this though, I'm not sure Swansea's going to risk it.
Yeah, for sure, it's a good idea though, because
Oh no.
there has
Rob.
been aggressive plays.
Yes. Yeah. It's obviously Vertigo. There's a lot of flanks going on. There's a lot of verticality. You can get lost in the maze. But Rob dying there yet again. Like this A ramp presence. Like Swansea lets off for a couple of seconds, re-aggresses to get the kill, and then falls off, and they're at a man advantage. It's really nice to see from them. But it really sucks to see Bournemouth get picked off like that on such an important round.
Yeah, it's just the utility. It's so suffocating, like for Bournemouth to deal with, especially on this choke point such as ramp, where the CTs can kind of drop the utility and then swing favorably and just take like wider gunfights because the A-bomb site's just so much more open for them. And here comes the counter utility, and Arrow will follow up and find Adam. He's now like tucked him back into short, and it makes it really difficult.
Ewan gets Arrow. It's 4 versus 3. The dream's still alive for Bournemouth. They're not in too bad of a situation. They have a little bit to the Vornes spamming a lot of bullets flying on by. Ladder's got in the corner, gonna get tagged. He can't get into that corner safely. He just didn't know the angle on that with the smoke. He's going to fall 2v4. Ewan finds one. They're on the bomb. 2 of them are pushing. He gets another one. He's spamming the bomb, but he's not quite finding it. And the defuse is going to come out. Swansea wins SouthLAnder 2021. 2-time SouthLAnder championships. What an absolute monster of a series, even though Bournemouth so unfortunately had an overpass game that just didn't go their way. Both of those matches, Vertigo and Overpass, were absolutely beautiful above the whole. Both teams playing really, really well. Special mention, I must say, of course, to Adam Stroud with his fragging power. Rai as well. Rob as well, actually, to be honest, stood out the most to me on this team because I believe, as you said at the start, he's one of those new players and he performed, but it just did not go their way, and Swansea comes out with a victory.
Yeah, wow, well played to Swansea. It's just that utility knowledge and just kind of the usage of that utility as well, just kind of especially prevalent there. It's again another smoke that's been held, another molly that's been held by Swansea, especially on that last round, enables them to get into a favorable position onto the bomb site. And it's just really well played overall from them. But yeah, really shout out to Bournemouth. They took it the distance on overpass, unlucky to close it out, and then came close on vertigo on a map that they aren't really strong competent on. So yeah, really, really good series overall. And Swansea will be taking, well, the championship for another year, and also that prize money that is associated with it. £200 Amazon voucher and that £100
£200
design
Amazon,
voucher.
£100 design. Yeah, so well done to all of you players on the Swansea team. An absolute banger of a game, and congratulations on your victory. I remember last year we got to see you in person. This year it is online, but I hope everyone thought it was a great event. Please do remember that there is still some of SouthLAnder left. If you
And
are a League of Legends player or interested in it, there is the finals of League of Legends tomorrow, I believe, same time, 2 p.m. as well. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. What an amazing tournament it has been, with an excellent final game there. I think you'll agree, Brandon, that those
yeah,
were
for sure.
some of the most amazing rounds. A double overtime coming out
Yep.
in that first game of Overpass, absolute banger. We couldn't have asked for a better final. If only we'd gotten a third map. I would have loved to see these teams on that third map. I can't remember what it was now. I've already forgotten the veto, but that was an amazing series. Thank you so much, Brandon, for joining me at relatively short notice as well.
That's all right. Thank you.
Thank you to everyone in the production and everything for the CS side. I'm sure you'll get your thanks tomorrow as well if you're on the league side. Thank you so much for watching, and we will hopefully see you tomorrow, if not next year.
Thanks, guys. Take care.